to bring us metal energy and guns. One day, when the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. We'd not been 2 minutes in the lane when scouts called out a rush begin. The commander pinged and called the play. Hold that line, don't fold. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day, when the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. Our T2 had hit the field, their bombers came, our fate was sealed. All hands to AA, turrets revealed as fire rain below. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day when the pushing is done, we'll take their beast and go. Was safe, no flank was free. The pressure built relentlessly, but we scaled up our economy and turned the ebb and flow. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. 40 minutes, maybe more. The front line shifted to and fro. We lost the edge, then took it back. Still neither side would go. As far as I've seen, the fight's still on. The line is broke, no side is gone. The streamer man calls, we carry on and rally every soul. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day when the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day when the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day when the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. Soon may the streamer man come to bring us metal energy and guns. One day when the pushing is done, we'll take their base and go. We'll take their base and go.
The Calm and his men spread wide on the map and built up from their zones. The fields were ours by Mex and Pow. Where we push, we'll roam. Yo ho ho, hands raise the eco high. Evo teams and raiders, never let it die. Yo ho, move together, push the front line high. Evo teams and raiders, never let it die. Some lanes collapse, and some hold the line, and others expand for free. With the keys to the lap, and the pressure to snap, we fight for victory. Yo ho, all together, push the front line high. Evo teams and raiders, never let it die.
Damn, we're basically bound hunts, aren't we?
Dude.
Welcome, Commander.
Hello, everyone. Okay, just setting up a few things in the background. We'll be right with you, ready for the start of this game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just working out where we're all setting up. Now the real question is, which faction?
A good question. It is a good question.
Okay, I'm going to do my best to follow both Twitch streams, official and ours, until a mod arrives.
Good day, Darren. You can actually just download the game directly from the Beyond All Reason website. It is free, and all you have to do is make an account and log in. Good to go. Zaroom, how's it going? Welcome to chat. Thanks for joining us. Ollie, let's go.
Our latest subscriber as well. Thanks again for that, mate.
Anthony's pointing out that we're competing with F1 today, but I think obviously we're the better entertainment this evening.
Are you sure about that?
What's
don't know if you guys have
an F1
seen
car or a Rover?
Oh, an F1 car easily. Have you guys seen on YouTube? There's a guy that does these shorts about how all the teams like intentionally try to cheat, but in a way that won't get them in too much trouble.
Those are great.
Tank Tom, what's that guy's channel?
I have no idea.
So funny. They are so funny.
All right. Welcome to the newest King of the Hill map that's made the cut, the SD8-way. Chronographers edited this perfectly that we don't really have to apply many rules, because even if you build a persecutor on the land, either side of this lava, it doesn't reach the enemy's eco. Amazing. So really it's just stay out of the lava for the 10-minute no rush. And when the lava's this wide, it does actually kill units if they even try and breach that rule quite easily. I don't even know if your commander can walk all the way across. Tank Tom, do you want to try that out?
Just give me a second. Let me get my lap up first.
The Kings, we've got Prey, Tank Tom, Potato, Ollie returning after a hiatus, going through senior studies at the moment. And this one's got 1.65k metal in the middle for the Kings. Praetor, the first with that greedy res bot out. Spend all your metal onto souls. He's doing it right. Spend that metal.
I'm really hoping that pays off.
Just remember, there is an extra 130 metal to reclaim if you are smart. It's hidden. Just who's going to clue on to how to do that first? We'll wait and see. Okay. 16 player map. 4 kings, 12 peasants, 10% bonus. We've tried this on 15. We've had a king and a peasant win on that. We've tried it on 10 a couple times, had a king and a peasant win on that. We're trying it again tonight to see if we need to lower it at all. I think it comes down to the players, and we've got 4 very experienced kings in the middle. I would be a little bit embarrassed if Prey and Tom lose this one, but I mean, I'm not in there, so it wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, sure.
Words from the man that's not involved.
Yep.
I really don't want to give away any secrets to these guys to let them know who they're up against, but we got some big names of King of the Hill.
We know who we're up against. We can see the list.
Well, but who's in
Duffy
your lane?
with Nightmare, by the way, I might add. That's on his team. Daoshi, Dominus, Psycho, The Fringe, Lingeron, Taxman, all heavily recognizable names in the bar community.
I only don't recognize a couple of them. A Serious Boy, as is. Maybe these people have been around. Massive Mune. I've seen Dauntless before. In chat, Sniffy Chop. How do you place down in grids, not straight lines? So you hold down, is it Shift and Alt?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so you select like this.
Muscle memory is a thing.
There you go, Shift and Alt. I'm holding it down now. Although you're watching the official, so you'll have to watch Prey's perspective. I am speaking from the AllReasonNoLogic stream, which is currently going, and I think we're going to get linked up with the official shortly. So if you want to see the whole game, jump over here for now, and then I think Nightmare is going to link us up with a shared chat after this one. In fact, I'm going to take up to him in game.
Give me that. This energy is a bit low.
Energy's a bit naff.
So last night, when I did this on the 10% bonus, I somehow did better eco-wise than I did when I had the 15% bonus when I tried it with you guys on Wednesday. I had 3 fusions up, welders coming out, mine layers laying mines, beamers all the way around the base by the 10-minute mark.
Sounds like a scam.
I was in your position, Prey. It went quite well. And hounds being as good as they currently are, I just sent them out everywhere and they did the job.
Yep.
One thing I did differently though, and I think it will become the meta, there's 4 players in the middle. I recommend 2 labs and 1 lab shares the first con. So
Definitely a good idea, but you kind of have to plan it that way.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the difference I had last night. And
Nice
that
timing
was the
there, Brett.
reason that I got everything up. Tom slightly ahead by 8 seconds. You guys don't reclaim your metal storages when building.
Yeah, I have noticed that I'm going to be reclaiming this.
Pretty quickly.
I'm going to be reclaiming this rather quickly, so I don't really.
Yeah, that's a good
don't really
point. So
need
the
it.
time it takes to reclaim and rebuild it versus the, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds saved, you're probably going to be in a deficit of about 20 seconds. So it is the right call there. Everyone building their own T2 lab, don't mind it. Potato just about to finish. Theirs has well more wind than everyone else though, but hardly converting anything. Like it needs at least 3 or 4 more of these converters to come up before they actually go offline. Peasants are looking quite good. We've got T2 labs coming down in a couple places. You don't want to overinvest in T2 because what we see in the what we've seen in the few times of playing this version of King of the Hill is you need to have that 10-minute push. If the peasants do not push at 10 minutes, you are absolutely rooted because these kings will scale that bit faster, especially with the mexes worth a bit more. You can see here selecting one here, we got plus 4.1 on a standard mex, comparing that to a standard mex for the peasants, and they're getting 1.3. I know these numbers say a little bit differently in the background. There are ones and they're producing 1.3. That is because we have added a 1.3 or 1.4 bonus to the base. That's just to up the metal in this game. We found that worked the best when testing this one out. Radith, gonna have you that first to get that fusion down. The problem with building 3 construction turrets at the same time is they are all taking energy like crazy.
Yeah.
And wind is down to less than...
Wind dropped. It was fine up until
Yeah.
wind dropped.
It's going all right now. I spoke too soon. It slowed as I started speaking. Oh, it's going up again. You're saved. And you can see there his wind is slowly
So
up.
I'm actually using the weight tech on these. They should actually not decay because I've got a different builder on each one of them with a weight command on it. I'm not worried about the metal.
That. Possibly the one thing you could do is just drop a solar with those.
Yeah, I could, but I'm actually genuinely not worried about it because The metal's not overflowing, so it's fine.
Good timing. I think he's going to get down to 3. What's your opinions on the mine layers?
Oh look, they can be quite good, but also not.
Now, you say that. If you go and build one someone, you will see that they now cost less, and they now can be used as 50 build power to assist anything. They can also be builders. So if you build mine
That's
layers,
interesting.
you can attach them to like a T2 con or something and have them just assist build, so they're not as much of a waste as metal as they used to be. Being cheaper as well. I personally think they're worth the investment on games like this where you want to stop that initial push. I had a game the other night where I was rushed by pawns and they just went down. And Nightmare saying if you can reload the official YouTube.
Oh my god, what is going on?
Yep, give me a sec and I will do so.
Alright. Now apparently shared chat is enabled. Let's just test that out. It is not. Nightmare, if you could. Oh yes it is. Just started working as I said that. Awesome. Alright, any questions, ask away chat. But we are down to the final minute almost for this. Some peasants are getting slightly big. Others quite a bit bigger than slightly. Some upgrading the T2 mexes. I think it's worth doing a couple, especially where you got your build power. But with a minute left, I'd say put all your metal into units right now. And you could go into T2, you could go into T1. Personally, I think going T1 initially is the way to go. And I know, is this permanent, the lava? The answer is you can restore. You select a constructor, hit restore, that button there, M, hit it on that area and it will flatten out the land. And you know what, the lava is about to go down anyway, so that player will be able to get to the last little bit of their corpse. Looking good. King's Eco has caught right up. They're only 30% behind. And that is because these guys all have 2 or 3 fusions down at the moment. But the defenses are slightly lacking for everyone apart from Praetor. Praetor, in fact, is almost where I was at last night. A little bit less energy, but he's looking powerful. Who is pushing? Who is going to be pushed? Pounders are going to be the name of the game for Tom. They go well. Ollie loves to greed. Luckily, his lane looks like it's not getting pushed, and it's probably the only one that's not defended at all. So it might pay off. He's going to have the most fusions. But here we go. Tank Tom in the nick
Oh, I
of
don't
time.
like that. That's a lot of stuff.
Nick of time.
Yeah, that is a
See
lot of stuff.
up here, Duffy looking for a spot. If he just bypasses Praetor's base, he'll probably almost guaranteed to get in. It's like a Pew Pew getting some D guns off. I like to see it.
Oh, that is a comm. That is a very early comm. Ready for a comm up here.
Oh my god, that's yeah, okay.
Spread out your units, peasants.
Yeah, degunning an army is not what I was kind of hoping for.
Wasn't prepared for it, hey?
No, I did not realize that was a thing that can happen.
Ooh, Tom loses
Oh
his.
god, there's 2 of them. What the hell?
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Dominus definitely stuffed his up then. Alright, a couple of the commanders are down for the peasants, 1 down for the kings. Eco's still about the same, but the kings are now fully defended. Very low push, very minimal push, I should say, for these peasants. Would have loved to have seen a few
Grab
more
some
units.
res bots
Only really
with that.
2 lanes pushing.
So,
Potato doing the only damage outside of the base. These salamanders taking out a bunch of mexes. Commander trying to chase them down.
Sorry,
A hot tip, mass immune. Commander will lose to a salamander if it's been. Ooh, Duffy does get in, but I think no
Minimal
damage is gonna be
damage.
done.
not far
Tiny bit of
enough.
wind. In fact, that win there was probably in the way anyway. Let's be real.
Exactly, something like that.
Couple of weak spots. Ollie's very concentrated defense around his base, and there's a bit of a gap between Potato, Ollie, and then Ollie and Pradith. So they're probably the only 2 weak spots left for the Kings. Giving them away some hot tips. What to do. Racer Cloud? Race Car Cloud? What's the best build order on a regular 10 vs 10 glitter? That doesn't sound like a regular game if it's 10 vs 10. That sounds like an event mode game. I just reckon the fat boy out to the front line is the way to go for that. This is Koth though. Pradith has the sharpshooters out. They are going to do well.
I need some more.
Are any of these other peasants going to come online? Potato is doing fantastically. Banishers out, and really you want to see T1 respond to this, because Banishers, they're great, but they only shoot once every now and then. What is their reload time? 7.5. I'm assuming that stands for seconds. Interestingly, yeah, Kings are scaling well. Potatoes are scaling. Going into the first APHIS of the game. Ollie's sticking with the fusions. I like it. They only cost 13,350 now. So you can get them up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Bit of pressure here over in Pradith's lane. He is being
Yeah, I
unfairly
don't know
done.
how
He's
we're
definitely
supposed to
got
do this
the
against 10%.
Yeah, the artillery is rough, to say the least. I haven't been able to get out at all.
no excuses,
Yeah.
boys. We've had 2 games on 10%.
Oh yeah, you've tested this one out on a Koth night. Yeah, sure.
We had the big players against us. We had a few 40, 50 OSs. So
OS
definitely
doesn't
got-
mean anything. We know this in King of the Hill.
Okay.
Have you had the multi-com push at 10 minutes?
But remember, I do spam lines and I do mines.
Yeah,
idea
because
what-
mines would help against this,
Mines stop the initial push very easily.
Die.
which I stopped. Twig.
I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
we
you.
stopped the first push, but these future. I haven't even been able to get T2 up, if I'm being honest.
I won't provide my comments then. I'll just sit here quietly. My thoughts, keep them to myself. I'll have my thoughts though, because I don't care what these guys say.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I supposed to have done?
Differently.
What did I screw up?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Teach me, master.
Yep. Tell me what I was supposed to do against this.
Only Potato pushed units out at the 10-minute mark. You guys probably went into a tad too
I only
many.
had 2 fusions.
So I could have pushed out against everything that pushed me.
I've only had this 2 games where I've been king, and I had units that I could send out straight away, like an army of units, fast units, and that was what made the difference, is pushing a lane and making them react.
Yeah, you need to be able to have enough
Yeah.
stuff to get out is the problem. I was nowhere near being able to push out and only sort of
I
just
suppose the
survived.
answer then is go 2 fusions instead of 3 for
I
whoever
didn't
did
go 3.
Potato, and if so no, that was Ollie.
So
I
I
know
went
Dominus
2
when
fusions.
Dominus
I
did
got
one
max amount of units.
Yeah, Dominus did
And
1 fusion, and when he did this the other night, and he did I don't know, like 40 blitz, 1 fusion, 40 blitz, and he was the first lane to kill all his peasants. I was actually the last doing 3 fusions. So that's possibly the
Yeah.
answer for this. Let's just do 1 fusion.
I don't think it
Damage
is.
dealt is huge. God damn.
I don't think it is.
One thing I will say though that was unfair was Nightmare did join against you, Prater, so that made a difference.
I don't think that made a difference at all.
There was so much stuff that rocked up that trying to get out was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Done. Do you reckon that 5% really made all that difference in eco?
Yeah.
That's 50%
It was-
less eco compared to what it was for your bonus.
Right, 15
There's a
versus
difference between
15
having a
versus
chance to push
10
out
is 5%,
when
Tom.
it was a difference between having a chance to actually do some damage on the outside versus not.
Okay.
Because when at the start of the game, I had one of my 2 ramps push me, and at that stage I'd gone double fusion. I had 10 welders as my force to defend or offend, and that was where was I supposed to send them? If I took them in, the blitzers would get in, and if I didn't take them in, then I wasn't getting out. So
My damage dealt was huge. It wasn't that I wasn't fighting; I just couldn't advance my front.
now you wanted me to reboot the YouTube.
What are we up to for this next one?
The YouTube has been rebooted.
Into a throne for this next one.
Hey, we're live on the YouTube. Nice. Oh, sorry about that. That was an ad as I launched the YouTube.
All right, do you want to do, throne will go down well. Joe Frost, I agree, but I'm not allowed to comment, apparently.
I think the problem is that the Kings could not. At least I can only comment on what happened in my lane.
Your lane
There was
doesn't
absolutely
really count
no
'cause
feasible way for me to
Duffy-
push out.
Duffy had the biggest eco for peasants because he got the extra player in there. So you were a lane that was
Even if Duffy's
5
blitzers
instead of
hadn't
4
been up
people.
there, even if there hadn't been blitzers up there was no feasible way for me to push out. I had to kill those pounders, and I kept having to run back and forth to kill those pounders.
It's kind of like when I played this
Oh.
with you guys the other night. There was a lane I couldn't get out, but then the other lane I was sending the tigers out, and that got through. Well, the brutes, then the tigers.
I think that the
lane.
balance that we have on non-Koth Knights has never been indicative of the balance that we have on Koth Knights.
Oh.
I had the highest damage dealt, and I
Pornography, you
couldn't
did
even
miss it.
consider looking at the lane that I potentially could have pushed down because I just could never spare the units to get there. Correct this one.
Good tip, chronographer. People need to check
7.
the pathing of bots versus vehicles. Yeah, absolutely. You are right. And that's where probably had it easier last night. J Frost is, even though we had a lot of the regulars and a couple in my lane, one player or a lower player count or lower player count maps mean that your individual skill is going to make a bigger impact on the game. So yeah, having maybe 2 or 3 better Koth players made it harder for these guys. I'll just concede defeat in the argument.
just need everyone to ready up. We're good to go. Assuming we've got Racer Cloud here. This one's been typically peasants' favored recently, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Though we've seen some pretty specky builds from a few of our kings recently, at plus 40. So we should see something pretty good in this one. I know that in the previous game, in the previous one up here, Cookie managed to get, when it was plus 30, he managed to get 4 fusions by the 10-minute mark. I copied that build to see if it was a fluke, a wind thing, or some metal sending. And at plus 45, my new build gets me triple fusion Aphis by the 10-minute mark. So that's a pretty big step up. Race Car Cloud, are you there?
So we're doing 45 bonus for this, given the number of peasants.
29 does seem rather too few for a plus 45 bonus.
Yeah, we did
Well, we
30
can potentially.
something last week.
So the last
40.
time we had 30 players, we did a plus 30 bonus, and the Kings struggled. I'd say probably plus 35. We also turned off the dry sea, which forced people into the match.
You're exactly right. That made a big difference.
Made a big difference because players actually pushed.
Discreet player, can I? Where is your OS? Feel free to jump down there if you've got some experience or you know what you're doing. There we go. Yeah.
So we're saying 35s.
Yeah, we'll do 35s.
Right, looks like we're good to go.
To that point, J Frost, with the lower player counts being harder to balance, on Claymore, it doesn't. I haven't found a map where I haven't found a combination of players that I go up against where it doesn't at least feel like I have options. And usually it comes down to me playing badly or doing something dumb or not reacting that leads to my downfall if it happens. But that one felt very, very rough.
Normally, if you can make it through the first push, you can then
normally have a
catch
bit
your
of
breath,
space to do
reset.
something.
If you
Whether
survive
it's
the
eco
first
up
push,
or push
it's,
out or anything.
yeah,
usually
either
have a-
more units or a fusion, and then
Yeah.
go again.
But by the time I was even trying to push out, I was being attacked by snipers, which was I was being attacked by snipers without the ability to produce anything of value, which was a problem.
Over on the YouTube, Starfrost's asking you, Prater, how the guinea pig farming's going.
The guinea pig farming?
You don't remember that? It was about 3 months ago you were going on about your guinea pig farming. That was your career.
Oh man, that's a callback. That's a callback in a long way. I'm very sorry. I'm a very sarcastic Australian bastard. I don't like to talk about what I like do or don't do that much outside of work. So whenever someone asks that question, I'll usually just try and come up with something interesting. That's excellent. That's absolutely excellent. Oh man, I think I've been closer to being a budgie, to rearing budgies than I have been to rearing guinea pigs. Oh, that's
It
excellent.
looks like we missed. Well, I missed one of the sections, so we don't have the air and stuff off for this round currently. Do we want to
What's that? You
restart? Put those on.
say again?
We don't have the no air, no LRPCs, no nukes, that sort of stuff.
How did it not get applied automatically?
Because I missed that copy paste off
Oh,
the
no.
list of stuff.
Yeah, we better.
Is there anything else in that copy paste?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
all
I think
the
there is a
settings.
lot.
Yeah, no in-game LRPC, no anti-nuke, nukes, air, the resource multiplier.
Real. Jump out in there now, Tom.
Yep.
There we go. That looks a little bit better.
Nightmare, if you're doing a join from spec, why don't you just play?
Good potato. The laugh is mostly because I got caught out saying something that wasn't true without remembering to say it, like that I said it. I have no recollection of talking about being a guinea pig farmer, which to me is just supremely funny because that does sound like something I would make up on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Frost, thank you very much. You're a gentleman. Just resubscribed. Again, thank you, sir.
Thank you indeed, Jay Frost. And that's true. The Claymore does mitigate one player leaking into the other, but I wasn't so much talking about the play of the game, more so the feeling of being able to influence my own lane. In Claymore, even when I go up against players like Duffy, I feel like I have some agency on how the game goes. Whereas in that one, I felt like there was no choice I could have made that would have made a difference. That was the point I was trying to make. I Kill You for Fun, a subscriber as well, 2 subscribers in the space of as many minutes. Thank you very, very much, both of you. That is super appreciated. I'm very glad that you guys have chosen to join us instead of watching Max Verstappen and the Formula One. And if anyone knows the Max Verstappen song, that's one of the reasons why I like saying his name. Okay,
we can probably get this one off again. Beautiful.
OS 40. I doubt I'd be OS 40 if Koth was Koth was an official game type. I wouldn't mind Koth OS. That would be awesome.
I reckon you wouldn't be far off that, Prey. Your win-loss ratio in Koth is very high.
Is it?
You're the one that tells us that.
My win-loss rate on oh yeah, you're right, it is, isn't it?
Very high. It's higher than mine.
I also play a lot less.
Yeah.
And I usually play Claymores. And I feel very confident in my Claymore build.
You can point it in the right direction.
Kinda. I usually like to duct tape it to someone else and have them run in front of me. Oh man, back when Gel Blasters were a thing, one of the things I really wanted to get was the remote claymores, so that I could just drop those all around the map and just. That was such a fun sport. For those of you that are outside of the country, Gel Blasters were the closest equivalent we could have had in Australia to airsoft. But because airsoft is considered significantly too dangerous for us poor Australians, it is not allowed. So we had essentially the equivalent, but it was little Orbeez. It was sort of like mini Orbeez. So that was a great fun sport. But the Australian government decided that essentially water pistols were too dangerous for us too.
We have a very interesting government here.
If it looks evil, it probably is their methodology, I think. But I'm sure they do some good things. Probably.
It is a good point, Chronography. If you want to hire OS, if there is the cost, just play as peasants because you're going to win more.
So paintballing is only okay on specific fields with licenses where they store everything in gun cabinets, and you're not really allowed to own your own. I think it might be slightly different in maybe Queensland, but depending on what state you're in, the laws are very, very strict on all those sorts of things.
Queensland is probably like the Texas of Australia in terms of rules.
Yep.
Okay, I'm seeing all green and orange, so I'm going to force start this one, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Battle started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Throne, where we've got a 35 versus 7 for you with a plus 35 bonus. That's actually interesting how that worked out. Joining me in the casting booth, we have Twig and Tank Tom. On the field, we have some pretty strong commanders. We've got Nightmare, Duffy, Mazza, I Kill You, Fundaushi, Potato, and Discreet Player. Who could that be? Playing as kings. Around the outside, we have quite a few nice co-op corner potentials. We are seeing some direction on the map, players wanting to work together. We'll see if they can get online. Unfortunately for the peasants, we do have quite a large sea presence. We do have 9 players in the dry sea, starting with no mexes. They've even left a starting position available in the middle. I have a feeling that this game is going to turn king favored very, very quickly because that pushing power just isn't going to be there for the peasants. Still, peasants, this is super early on. You could prove me wrong.
And there is 10% less bonus, so I'm hoping one or two of these commanders misjudge what they need to get out before the 10-minute mark, getting a bit too greedy, that extra fusion that you maybe don't need. And if there are those little crawly spiders that come over these hills against Discreet Player, Dashi, or Nightmare, they could fall pretty quickly. But it is usually only when Mazza falls that the game is over, when that hill falls, when the big explosions happen. Okay.
Have we had a game where the peasants managed to push up at one of the ramps straight into the player in the middle, blow them up, and still have the kings win? Because they have to seed the hill, and the hill encompasses everyone. So have we seen one where the kings have won from that position?
Not on
I know
Throne.
we've seen it. We've seen it on Raptor Crater. The kings got hollowed out, and they still managed to win. But we don't think we've seen it on Throne.
I'd love to go back and watch that one Raptor Crater game. Literally 2.5 players left. I was the half of that one. That's why I remember it. 2.5 players left, and the 2 that still were alive, their ecos were big enough, and they managed to defend the back of their base. And really, what they did to win that was there were just enough units to defend and kill the biggest push. Res bots came out like crazy out of a whole bunch of T1 labs and just res the entire dead base and sent it back in the other direction, and that's what won it.
There was
we
also a
made a
fairly
YouTube video
sizable-
on that, didn't we?
I don't think we
Yeah, I
managed
reckon
to.
that
I actually don't think we
Or
did.
was it during that period where the replays kept corrupting?
Potentially, yeah.
I think it may have been during that period the replays kept corrupting, but man, that was a good game. If anyone does know which one it was and lets us know on stream on which of our VODs it was on, we might try and turn it into a YouTube video because we can pull those directly from Twitch to YouTube now.
Interesting tactic up on the hill we are seeing for the first time. Nightmare. I was really excited. Nightmare. Shout out to Nightmare. Nightmare, the OG moderator that helped us open these cloth games up to the larger crowd, has gone in there to play. But going into the Kami Eco with Duffy, we'll see how that goes. And it means that he gets to sit back, relax, leave the ecoing up to a pro, and then get to micro units when it comes to the fun part in 6 minutes and 20 seconds. I'll give another shout out actually. over on the right-hand side, we've got Psycho Pew Pew, currently T1 reclaiming their lab and building a whole bunch of wind. Very good setup here. You get enough constructors out and conversion going that you can get eco real big, real quick, even as a peasant. Now, the reason I'm shouting out Psycho Pew Pew, right now they're working on something pretty awesome in the background that'll stop probably arguments like I had with Pradith and Tom in the last game. He's working on this, I guess, it's not an app, it's like he's got a spreadsheet. He's putting in all the information from Koth lately, and it looks awesome. You get drop downs that show what players are kings in the middle, and he's tracking games. So this program, in a way, can automatically work out what the bonus should be set to for King of the Hill. And sure, there's going to be ones where we see high bonuses recommended, and then players like Duffy will be in the middle, and we'll be like, fuck no, you're not getting a bigger bonus. But what it can do is help us identify like where we need to up the bonus for maybe lower skill or unrecognized players. So I really appreciate that, Psycho Pew Pew. I can't wait to see that as part of our nights, and I'm hoping to integrate that into our menu screens that I haven't been using for about a year.
Looks like some good scaling happening around the map. We do have a decent amount of co-oping going on, with plenty of those advanced fusions already down. And the players in the middle as well, just working on their scaling. It does look like it's going to be a pretty interesting one. As Twig said, Duffy and Nightmare, they've actually become one player, so they're going to have equal access to their resources. We'll see if that ends up being an advantage or a disadvantage. They didn't do it right from the start of the game, because then they would have lost some of their economy just through the essentially not having enough metal storage. When they combined, a lot of it would have been overflowed. So interesting way of doing it, and a nice little thing that the mods can do. Is going to be an interesting one up here. Duffy's going very heavily into the wind scaling, which is very effective, but it's also very space inefficient. So we'll see how that one goes. They're currently sitting at only 1,000 energy income, but that is with the wind rather low, so should start picking up soon. We'll see whether they generate enough metal off of this one. 3.5 minutes to go. Normally we'd be seeing fusions and aphis at this point. First fusion down, as I said.
Yeah, aphis are quite optimistic, especially that player on the top of the hill, who just gets to focus on that eco, can afford to have that come down just at the 10-minute mark with no units. Looking around at the geos, do we have any advanced geos up? I couldn't see it. I could see plenty that had been put down, but none actually put up. Oh, there is one on the right.
Yeah, there is.
Of course, that is Dominus. Dominus quite OP, big showing lately in King of the Hill last week. In fact, I think every single game we saw his commander in the middle degunning something. Over on the left, I'm going to pick on someone, Lost Peewee. I was just saying in chat, gone and built themselves their own T2 lab when there's already one there right next door. You always recommend just buy the T2, send the metal, because otherwise you're just stalling out for about 3 minutes building your own, and that's just coming down now. Also, shout out to Lost Peewee. It's one of the latest YouTube videos that I've released. Was probably one of my funniest. She kept leaking in the exact same spot into my base on my team that she was, and just kept leaking into the exact same spot. So it's a good laugh if you want to go check that one out on Theta Crystals, one of the good 4v4 maps. Oh, we played it as a 2v2. Okay, who do you guys reckon have this? I'm with Kings.
I'm thinking the Kings are coming into this with an advantage just because of how many players are in the dry sea. We're also with 2 minutes to go, and we're not seeing a lot in the way of economy outside of the map. Very few of these players have gone past their advanced geo. We do see Dominus with 2 fusions over here, so that's going to be a pushing lane. But it is certainly a slightly slower start for the peasants this time round. That plus 35 hasn't stopped Duffy from absolutely going crazy with that economy. Does currently have 6 fusions that are either down or about to be down, and I think that last one will come down with a minute to go, so could go units, defenses all around, but very little in the way of defenses on the ramp. But these have been built in such a way that the build turrets have been built in such a way that they will be able to power out some protection. But not really seeing much in the way of units coming in, just some light things here and there. So should be interesting. Oh wow, this is a Taxman picking an interesting spot in the bottom right hand corner to put the fusions.
Wow, they're not fusions.
That's going to be an interesting one. For those of you watching, that bottom left hand corner right there, just pay attention to that one. But that is an interesting spot for fusions.
Okay, they are not fusions, Pro.
Twig,
They are.
I literally had them selected and was running my cursor around the bottom left corner, circling decoy fusion over and over and over again. They're walls, people. They're walls. But I was really hoping someone would go after them thinking they were fusions.
My bad.
Oh dear. But that is something to note. The decoy fusion is essentially the T3 wall. A T2 wall can be walked through by something like a Juggernaut or a Titan, but a decoy fusion cannot. Lava down, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 10-minute mark. Combat is on, and we do see a couple of units trying to find at least some scouting information. Ticks coming in, and this is actually one of the best possible things the Ticks could try and enter into. One beamer and a couple of pitbulls. Unfortunately, just not enough Ticks to go in there. The other side, many Ticks. Many beamers. But yeah, if the opponent goes for a greedy start like this and goes for T2 defenses, you can actually get a lot of T1 into the base at that 10-minute mark. It's probably a little late now with the snipers up and the beamers up, but that tiny little window, that 30 seconds earlier, and that could have actually been an easy break. Bottom side, we do have a discreet player, has been hit by spiders. That's a big loss coming out of them. They do have that T3 lab, but unfortunately nothing to produce out of it. This is the risk of building your eco that close to the wall. You have to try and bring that back into this area here. So King's starting off with a bit of a struggle right here, but we'll see whether or not the Kings can come back from that. But that was a really good pick by the Peasants, and it's one of the big reasons why getting units in early is important. Does look like we've had an attempt to get comms in there, but that D-gun...
Too early.
That D-gun, yep. Unfortunate, because those fusions are in a really prime spot to be blown up. Now we look at all that wind that had been built over here. It's been converted now into energy converters, so that's where all of that went. Still not very space efficient, but with plenty of units coming out, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Low ground shelling on the top right-hand side from Entei, just getting up there with Wolverines. This is a really cheap way of just getting your opponent to react and do something. It's causing the construction of multiple rattlesnakes, even though there's not a lot of threat right here. More comms trying to make their way in at the 10-minute mark, at the 12-minute mark on this bottom right-hand side, but unfortunately, the radar is up. And it's just that little bit too late. If the comms had tried to come with the initial push of ticks, I think we could have seen a bit of a difference there, but the Kings seem to have held for now.
Where are we going to see the next big push coming from, do we reckon?
Discreet player starting to build wind on the very top of the hill. That is, that is probably not the best place to do that.
Look, he's going to be in a rough spot trying to get back into this. It's the sort of thing getting given, say, a fusion and a couple of converters would go a long way into keeping him alive. Definitely. Would then mean that he can hold this corner for that bit longer.
Unit defenses are what are needed here, because you're going to struggle to get any buildings up at this point. So giving him a couple of units that he can defend here, some Razorbacks, 3 Razorbacks also should be enough to keep this area reasonably safe. And then, as you said, give him some sort of ability to generate so he can get back into it quickly. Unfortunately, he did eat his own fusion. That said, had he rebuilt it, it wasn't a very dangerous place, so probably
I agree with eating that fusion, because it would have died again.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Does look like on the top side we do have those rattlesnakes that have cleared out the early Wolverine investment as well as the com with it. King's looking in not too bad of a position, but they also haven't had much luck pushing out. Sprinters trying to find some gaps, but they've run into a nice wall of Centurions in the bottom of the map, so they're not going to be getting through anytime soon. As it turns out, Centurions anti-swarm units quite good against Sprinters. Who would have thought? Scaling happening at the moment. Relying on the middle of the map, we do have the APHIS coming down, but a few snipers going along with it. On the outside, on the left-hand side, we do have Daoshi going into their third fusion. Discreet Player is getting back into this one slowly. APHIS coming down for Potato, and we do have a wall of fusions coming up for Duffy, this time being produced by Butlers. Not a bad way of moving that out of the way.
Fusions or pulses?
And pulsars as well coming out at the front of the base. So Duffy going into the defenses as well as the eco at the same time, and we see this quite often out of Duffy. Tries to get himself up to that front line point by building as much in the way of defense as possible.
Those
Pulsars are very
can't hit anything that's already existing.
Yes, and that is in range of something that exists. Which means that it is not okay. In fact, all of those are in a range.
Yeah, they are gonna start getting removed.
So that is unfortunate, but it is the ruling. So that is gone. Tank Tom being nice and destroying it rather than eliminating the metal. I do actually think that's not a bad call in this situation because it is not in vision range.
Maybe just send a message. You know, he's realised.
All he has to do is take out that area, and then he can build in that area perfectly legally. You just have to take the ground before you build the structures. Essentially, that's the big thing. Peasants really defensive on this left-hand side. Harry Houtin is building many pit bulls. Has getting themselves a pulsar walls. Dragon Claws. It's going to be a rough one pushing it through there on that top left-hand side. Doesn't look like those units were able to push in. That was defended quite well.
Oh, this push here by the fringe, so close. He should be just going for the build power, though. It's the second mistake I've seen in that location there where they were targeting something they shouldn't have.
That's one of the things. Quick reaction with build power can make a huge difference right there. And that is exactly what we saw, that big bank of construction turrets grabbing all of those units. And the nice thing about eating those units is you do get the metal for them, which is quite nice. Tick's trying to push out to this left-hand side. They've run into some fat boys, and then they've discovered the defensive wall, which is not what you'd want to run into. Kings are being held in the middle of the map.
I'm impressed by how much the peasants are actually pushing in most directions, putting the pressure on, and the Kings have slightly caught up in eco, but not by the amount we usually see in this game mode. Mazza, though, hasn't had to build many units going into their third APHIS, so while Mazza scales, it's not great for the peasants, but at the same time, while none of the Kings are getting out of the centre, you are seeing these dry seas not coming online and going ever so slowly into that APHIS phase of the game. We do see the first APHIS being dropped down on the bottom left. Very, very slow build though. That was got 90 seconds left.
Discreet Player is not having a good time this game. Right now there is a catapult firing onto the top of the cliff into his base. He's built a shield to defend it, but shields don't block missiles. So that is going to keep firing in, and even though he's managed to get himself all the way back to a fusion, and is now going for the APHIS, he's building out in a very risky position. Oh my god!
Oh, so close that he actually nicked Potatoes. Advanced Converter got it down to 50%.
That's huge. That range is almost 50% beyond what it should be. That's crazy far.
These shots. So close.
They're just short, but they're still doing tiny bits of damage here and there. That is... I have not seen a catapult punch that deeply before. That's insane. hitting the shield.
If
If
he
he
just
had
goes a
2 or
little
3
bit further,
catapults,
I reckon if he aimed for
yeah,
that spot right there, he would probably get those converters.
that's so crazy. Sorry, we're completely tunnel visioning on this, but that is Rob the Madman. That is an angle. That is an absolute angle. Now, this is something to bear in mind. This is actually quite defensible, because to do this, he's having to get so close to that rock because he's firing at such a high trajectory. If there was rattlesnakes in this base, that would not be possible. So do bear that one in mind if you want to give it a go. At least when it comes to defending. Also, cameras on the outside of the wall quite helpful too. Big push coming in towards Potato's base. Huge T1 amounts, but they have just been slaughtered by the Tsar that's out here, as well as the Twin Guards, the Pulsar, and all of the firing for effect Wolverines around the outside. So not quite making their way in, but very nice try right there. If there'd been some T3 support or T2 support with that long range, getting the shots in to do the damage, I reckon they could have punched at least quite hard there.
By the way,
Duffy
thanks
trying to
for the
get
follow,
himself a
Coxon.
defensive... Duffy trying to get a defensive bastion out here. Unfortunately getting shelled now by the catapults on the outside. The Pitbull's doing a good amount of damage, but it's T1 mostly that's coming through, and the Vanguards have actually done the bulk of the damage to his own units. Really struggling to get that foothold out here. The take and hold rule has really done him dirty this time, because Psycho has just not given up that one mechs, which is completely shutting down the left-hand side for defenses. So that's a really good thing. If you as peasants can hold any buildings in this area, then you really do force the kings back, which means that space inefficient strategy is starting to hurt more than anything else. So Twig, kings are starting to struggle. I'm going to delete this preemptively. There is a catalyst that's been produced on the left side by Zenithus, and truly in range of the base. I'm
Just
not.
make sure you message them.
Yeah, that's not a position where it
Tommy, you
looks
can
like
do the
it's going to
message.
be taking out an army.
Yep. That may or may not have been a perfectly legitimate thing, but I'm not willing to risk the game for 2 catalysts, because that could hit rather hard. Top side, lots of pressure coming in onto Duffy's main base.
Wolverines.
Absolute Wolverine shelling. Thing is, not a lot of range out of those Wolverines, but they are trying their best. There were some spiders giving vision as well. Spiders trying to come up onto that left-hand side. Oh, that one's firing into the base as well, isn't it? Is it? Oh, no, that's a... Yeah, I'm going to call that one as okay. At least for now. It's the Vanguard doing the damage up there, which is quite the strong. On this top left-hand side, Vanguard's finally getting those shots on that they need to start clearing out Psycho's base. T1 coming in to try and defend this, T2 walking slowly in, but those Vanguards are what were needed to really push this one out, and now he's going to be getting that Pulsar wall.
Does
it look like this
base? There's another catapult doing damage to fusions. It's just nicking them, but luckily, I think they're going to get these T2 tanks coming out.
Oh,
They're
top side.
Oh, those Wolverines
over the wall.
have done quite a lot to clear this up, and now the termites are in. The termites are still having to deal with the rattlesnakes and some of the beamers, but that is quite the quite the
Vanguard are now
cost-efficient way
shelling
of
at them as well.
shelling the high ground. Wow. And with the vision and whatnot, you could just keep spreading these ones out. The Vanguards are having to react to this. When was the last time you saw Vanguards having to react to Wolverines?
I've just realised that Mazza has come online and headed south, and we've got the first significant push out of the Kings, and he's about to get one of the biggest ecos in the game.
Oh dear,
Rolling
that's
Dad.
going to be rough for Rolling Dad. we've been seeing quite a lot of Rolling Dad recently, and he's been doing quite well. But unfortunately, not too much eco, not enough defense in this situation, and that T3 Vanguard Razorback is doing a lot of the damage, which is to an extent what we expect. Vanguard Razorback is quite the chonk. It is quite the strong.
Oh no, is there going to be a reaction out of the Rob the Madman? He's going into these catapults. I don't think a LLT is going to do it, mate. Commander on Invis is the way to go. If it
Commander on
is
Invis is indeed.
it is.
Gonna grab Rob the Madman. Gonna grab those. Is gonna grab those hounds, and then we do have some demons coming in to help defend here. So we need to see Lloyd hold over here. Then we need to see Sorbet, as well as all the Dry Sea players, close this gap out. What are we looking at? Top right?
No, there was a whole bunch of conversion.
Oh,
base. I think that was the Vanguards on the top. You can see their shells. They actually got taken out just after, but he is doing so much damage now to these fusions. If he gets slightly closer with those catapults, I think they'll get more range. That's what really gives them the range, rather than aiming for the hill at this higher position, shooting up and over. Because they're just
this is such a
being healed in time.
This is such a rough thing to defend when you've lost control of the bottom ground. And as much as Mazza is doing a good job getting out there, getting damage done, I actually think the right call right now is to get in here temporarily, because that's the fusion's gone, right? Oh, they not quite. Yep, that should be the fusion's gone.
One more.
No way.
1%.
Spread.
There we go.
That's it. That's all the fusion's gone, and that's an entire wing taken offline. And the reaction is coming now, which is about a minute too late, unfortunately. And all of those attacks have actually been stopped by players on the outside coming online. So the Razorbacks were too spread out. Vanguard's still getting some damage on the left-hand side. But unfortunately, the units that were needed to defend Daoshi taken offline just that little bit too early. Oh, what have we got there?
Is that a Juno from somewhere?
That is a Juno.
Who is using Junos?
So those Junos are gone. That was DME Cobalt. You cannot use structures offensively. But that is going to hurt the King's ability to push out right now, because those Junos are going to hang around for a while that T1 is just being destroyed en masse. Still, with the Kings only having limited forces out there, it is not going to stop anything from happening. Daoshi Bag had already been destroyed at that stage. So now we do have. So what do the Kings do in this situation? Duffy's in quite a good position right now with a large number of Vanguards pushing out, but the economy has not scaled to a crazy degree. He's only
the ratio needs to be 2-to-1 Razorbacks to Vanguard right now, because Vanguards are currently only being supported by Termites Welders and a couple Marauders. Same for Mazza. He's losing his Razorbacks very quickly, and the Vanguards then get cleaned up when there's nothing ahead of them. I do like to see that there's a Titan out on the front line for Potato, and the Peasants are only down to 17 months. Unfortunately, 3 of them are around over here on the left, so if they were smart, these players would go and degun this Titan.
And that's one of the things, your comms are some of your most important units as Peasants. Any exposed T3 can just walk rampant through your base, even in the mid to late game, because it is quite rough. But when there's but the comms come in and equalize, as we're about to see. Rob the Madman always with that comm control. Goodbye, Titan. No more damage for you.
Definitely need to support those Titans with spam. Just even a few ticks, just constantly microing ahead. Oh, we have a Karganeth up in Daoshi Bag's base right now. It is going to get taken out, but that is the first 3 to come up and over where it's not meant to be.
And more coming.
And he's going to degun just to give himself a way to the second Kage that comes over the hill. Luckily for Daoshi Bag, the Pulsar is going to save the day. No, it's not.
Oh man,
those catapults.
Oh.
Catapults and vanguards firing on that comm. That is a no bueno. That entire wing is now incredibly hard to defend.
That buggy is gonna charge right for the middle.
Kings have had a rough one this time. The scaling just has the players just have not been able to scale the way they need to be able to keep up. The income 200% in peasant favor. The damage just did not happen early, and so we're just seeing
this is an interesting one, and maybe it aids to the fact of what you were saying with the previous game where we disagreed. The peasants have played this one well.
They have.
There's a lot less of them. There was a lot less pressure from the outside dry seas, but there was a non-stop harassment from 10 minutes. Duffy just getting huge damage over into like Pupu's base. That was front base and its base.
I also think that there was the Kings also, in comparison to the last game on Throne, played this one quite differently.
Check out that Geo. That thing's got the Great Wall of China around it.
And it's not going to do anything to stop Vanguard shots. Just turn it into a prude.
Oh, that takes out about 1/3 of the base.
Discreet player. Yep, that has been taken out. Discreet player, you cannot use structures offensively. It's one of those ones where what happens in the first 10 minutes before the lava drops is highly important. And we've seen we saw some slightly slower eco out of the Kings, which set them back from from the beginning of this map. But we also did see good aggression out of the peasants, which hit in the right places as well, which is good. But we do have ticks now inside of the base, and they have grabbed the converter. That's a bunch of the build power gone, and that is the income of the Kings dropping to only a quarter of the income of the peasants. Razorbacks coming in, build power slowing down. I reckon the Kings are, even though the Kings are just starting their big push, I know this is going to be a hard push to stop. I think that the peasants are going to core them out while that happens.
It's been a good one. It's been a close one. I got my prediction wrong. I thought these guys were going to get big. I mean, Duffy did exactly what I was expecting. But the pressure on all sides has really been what's turned this on its head.
If the Kings aren't occupying that middle tier by about 15 minutes, then they're behind. Is basically how this plays out. If they can be occupying that space and fighting within it, they've got a reasonable chance. If they're stuck on the top of the hill because the peasants are putting the pressure on all of those ramps, it gets really rough as a King to be able to then push back out later.
I wonder if over on the right, Duffy's base might be falling. There's a big amount of Shivas coming in, and I was going to comment on that side. I actually think one of the things that helped this game go the way it's gone is the players that were coming in on the right put the pressure on probably the best King of the Hill player that we got here tonight. Duffy was very much occupied just dealing with his lane. He couldn't abuse anywhere. He was kept to his base for at least 15 minutes.
We do have some catapults firing into the middle of the map. That is the Aphis taken down. The Shivas have been mostly pushed back, but mostly is not completely. They have managed to break that defensive line. They're now firing into Duffy's economy.
All right,
and that is Duffy's wall.
This is what we want. This is what we were talking about. A hollow out like this and then come back. Do it, Potato. Do it, Discreet player. You can do it.
You can do this. You can do it. But unfortunately, with the economies going down just there and a Titan defending against ticks, I have a feeling that the ticks are going to take out the economy. Kings unable to scrape the win through. So, what does this mean? It means that next week the Kings are going to get an even bigger bonus.
And that'll be 2 wins for the Peasants tonight. So naturally, we will also bump up the bonus for the Kings next game. If you want to jump down there, please do now.
Let's have a quick look at those graphs. damage dealt, you can see consistently Duffy was out there doing damage. Peasants, though, quite good lines running in through there as well. For the metal produced, which is the big important one, you can see Duffy's strategy was one of the highest in the game, though you do have to bear in mind that that was 2 players worth of income combining into that, which means you need to see double the line, which you basically do, which is very good. But it does not curve upwards, it sort of lineates along, which means that it just was not kicking on the same as quite a lot of the peasants there, who, as you can see, just absolutely exploded out. Nicely done, everyone, and we'll jump into the next one.
Shall we check out? Oh, actually, you know what? We probably don't have enough for Krakatoa. I say that, but there are 69 players
Got
here.
70.
We have
Yeah.
enough. 60 is the number that we need for Krakatoa, so let's do it. And we're going to up the bonus. I am going to do the usual. Pull the creator of Krakatoa in here. If he can remember what the bonus was that we had last week. Dominus.
no.
Sorry, mate. We just
Hello.
dragged you out mid-sentence by the sounds of things. Guys,
Yep.
there is a Discord here. Jump on it if you want to talk to your teammates, which is what Dominus was just doing. They're probably thinking, oh no, someone's invaded his house. It's been swatted. Anywho, Dominus, do you remember what the bonus was last week where the Kings lost in Krakatoa?
I'm pretty sure you guys gave him like 33, 35.
That's right. You're right. That rings a bell. All right, we're going to push it into the mid, maybe higher 30s, depending who jumps down there. So I'll let you go back to your friends, mate. Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Okay. Who is down there? We want 9. 9 kings, please. Start assigning a 36 bonus to those that jump down there. Which will be the highest bonus that we've applied in Krakatoa. And even though you can see there's 9 players down there, there are a few that have already been king tonight. So if you want to jump down there, you will get priority.
This one's 9 again, isn't it?
Yep, 9 is what we want. Okay, last chance for anyone. There you go, Natera's going down there. They'll get 36. Was I kill you for fun in the middle last time? They were. What middle, weren't they?
Yes.
So Duffy, Dashi, great player. One of you could jump up, or I kill you for fun if one of you could jump up. Otherwise, we're going to have to pick one. Thank you very much. Someone jumped up. 2 jumped up. Okay,
Ooh.
got one more spot. We have one more spot. See, has chronographer been made boss? Who's chronographer here? There we go. All right, one more king, guys. 30 seconds, and then someone that's already been king can jump back down there. Make that
Look at
5
this point.
seconds.
We just
There we
need.
go. Duffy's back
There
down
we go.
there. Duffy, it is. Your funeral peasants. You could have jumped down there. Now, said 36% bonus. Do you guys think we should bump that up a tad, considering the Kings have not won this one in a while? What do you reckon, Tom? do you
I
reckon,
haven't
chat?
been here for those.
What do you reckon, Psycho Pew Pew? What do you reckon the bonus should be?
I'm just going to say, unless the kings that have access to the fusions around the outside, unless they build prudes and catalysts, no, not catalysts, the one that shoots, Serbs.
If they let the Geo
Unless you
destroy
convert
their
them
base,
to those by 10 minutes, the Kings will lose every game. Because every single game, we have seen more than 50% of the Kings lose everything to an advanced Geo exploding.
I almost
So if
want
the
to turn
Kings
advanced
cannot
geos
do that,
off.
if the Kings cannot blow themselves up with advanced Geos, I think they've got a shot.
it's fine to have like your wind and P1 eco and that sort of stuff down there.
Mhm.
That's largely
It's fine to
expendable.
have all your eco down there, but you can't have one spot on the map that explodes in a really big way that everyone knows where it is and can hit it from everywhere. That's the thing.
All right, so are we leaving this at 36?
It is up to you, Twig. You are the balance man for Krakatoa.
You guys don't have any last opinions? I'm going to leave it at 36 otherwise.
Going.
Just see what in-game chat says.
There wasn't someone currently downloading, it would have hit go.
All right, got some mores, got some fines. I think I'm just going to leave it.
Lord Power, that is sacrilege. That is completely unacceptable. And the best part is, in my entire area, there is only one pizza place that makes good pizzas, and they have a sign that says no pineapple on pizzas, and they do not offer it. They do not have it.
That place
Completely
is fantastic.
unacceptable. And look,
It feels like a pizza place should.
yep. And look, that's the thing. If there was a good pizza place around here that included pineapple, then I could say that you have an argument. But there are so many pizza places around here, and none of them are worth anything except for that one. And they just happen to not serve pineapple, so that's a slam dunk right there.
All right, I'm going to kick this off, guys. I have made a bonus higher for the slightly lower OS player and kind of in the middle for the players that I don't recognize as much. And then those usual players that play Koth a bit more that I am sure can hold on a 36 bonus. Or I know they can because I've seen each one of them do it. I've left them at 36.
All right, let's kick this one off. Emasculado, it can be a bit overwhelming. There's a lot going on, but do bear in mind, King of the Hill's a really different and interesting game mode. It's the closest thing to PvE that PvP can be, because it's you're part of a much larger ecosystem. So there's a lot of space for you to learn, to make mistakes, to try new and different things. It's interesting. But if you're enjoying it, that's the important part. And Zaroom, awesome that you started playing a couple of days ago after joining the stream and subscribing to us.
This guy's got balls. He didn't even play PvE. He didn't even go and play the campaign. He came straight into an 8-8 with me.
That's for sure.
And there were like 5 players over 40 OS in the game as well.
Zaroom, have you taken Twig up on his coaching lessons? Because Twig offers coaching for Beyond All Reason.
What?
It's 100%. It's a fantastic experience. What you do is you get him to spectate you, and then he'll tell you what you should have done a few seconds ago, and then he'll tell you what you should do, and by the time you start doing it, he'll tell you what you should be doing now. It's fascinating how his mind works.
Yeah, why can't you read the future?
Exactly. Because the thing is, he can. He's played enough bar that he has a. Oh, looks like we had a double force start possibly.
You guys both do it? I got my mouth
I
full.
did not.
I did
know.
it.
No, it's working. It's just slow. Maybe, maybe
Maybe
not.
just a problem for me.
I can only see 2 in so far.
Oh, they're in.
There we go. Just doing some thinking.
I got the
no.
game over screen.
Oh no.
Can you rejoin?
I'm trying.
I'm seeing a lot of orange and red so far, but we've got a few greens, so I'm assuming that people will get in
Yeah, it's all good.
as they can.
Looks like it's working better this time, which is good.
You'll probably get it where you get the slow catch up right until the game starts.
Possibly.
That's right. We'll give it a moment. I'm seeing lots of green.
I'm seeing lots of
showing up for
drawing.
people.
So
Yeah.
there we go. Players are loading in. That's good. Arbiter range from the hill can hit the advanced fusions. There we go. Now everyone's populating. All good. It just took a second. One of the things that's interesting, this map is quite large file size, and it certainly seems to have some eccentricities because of that. Now, peasants that have tried to spawn inside of the lava, please do observe the context clues and do not be on the inside of the lava. The rest of your team is in fact on the outside of the lava.
Psycho PPO, I apologize for putting random OSs through different players. It probably messes with your calculations. You can just call this one. All right. Looks like you've mostly caught up, Pradith. There might be a little bit of a lag behind for you at the start.
I should be. I am caught up. I'm like everyone's loaded in.
Yeah, I'm just watching some players move around, which happened a little while ago for me on your screen.
Don't worry about it. You're also looking with stream delay.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to force start it. There are no red dots.
Battle started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fiery ashes and green growth of volcanic hills and Krakatoa. In the middle of the map, we have ourselves 9 kings with the highest bonus they've had on this map so far. Can they push out and deal with the 74 peasants around the outside? Big number of players, big map. Joining me in the casting booth, we have Twig and Tank Tom. Twig has picked the balance for this one, and I reckon he's probably got it pretty damn right, with one caveat. If you look inside of all of the king's base, there is this one geothermal vent. This one geothermal vent is make or break for the kings. It is a great source of power, it's a great source of early economy, but it is also the greatest source of problems. If you don't upgrade it to a Cerberus or to a Prude by the 10-minute mark, it can be targeted from anywhere on the map. One of the most important things is to get that one swapped out, because I've got this confirmed by the devs of AllReasonNoLogic. When they designed this one, they designed every other building properly. They had engineers in and all that sort of stuff. But because they wanted this one to explode, what they did was they gave it to a madman called Carl. And Carl decided that he likes things to explode. And that Geo is exactly what he designed. It is built of paper, it is built of TNT, and most importantly, it pressurizes. So it is one of the biggest explosions in the whole game. So make sure that you do not have an advanced Geo at the 10-minute mark. It's great to have it before that, but not after it. Walls will not stop Arbiters. They will not stop Vanguards. They will not stop the thing from exploding and destroying your entire base. And on that, what was 2 minutes of ranting about a Geo, Twig and Tank Tom, what are your predictions for this game?
I'm going to go with a King's victory, and that is because the man up in the middle of the hill, I've seen him play PvP. His OS is about 51 at the moment. He has great reactions to leaks, and that's something that we've seen in the previous couple of weeks where 1 or 2 lane falls. The King that's up the top has been a little bit slow to react to that and plug that gap and go and help that player. I reckon Duffy will fill those shoes, and he's also going to have some pretty interesting build orders up on this hill to get these 4 Geos turned into advanced Geos. These are ones that we probably say do keep them as advanced Geos. There are no Arbiters anywhere in sight here.
Bear
If
in
you lose
mind,
the ones on the top of the hill, you've probably already lost the game or very close to it.
exactly. Just do bear in mind, if a single one of these on the hill explodes, everything on the hill explodes. Which we like, so keep those ones as advanced Geos. Make Carl happy.
A couple
That's
of ticks
it.
on the other side can do wonderful work on a Geo.
Big booms make for good content.
They do, they do. Alright, so around the map, we have a lot of positions being filled, so let's have a look at those ones. So directly in front of every ramp, there should be a player with access to 2 mexes. This is most likely going to be your main defender. On the left and right of them are players that have a little bit more space. These guys should be co-oping. These guys should be making sure that they have units capable of firing over these hills, defending from these hills. Around the outside, you have the best places for co-op eco because you have the most space. This is effectively the dry sea from Throne. You guys need to work together. It's much better. And you have to try to get yourself that economy, but get online as soon as you possibly can to help the front, because as you'll notice, there is limited ways to the front of the map, so it's going to take you longer to react. And if your frontline players fall, we have never seen a corner hold when their players in front have fallen across all games in this one so far. So if the players in front of you fall, you are in real trouble.
You
And with
spoke.
the distance on this map, if you don't reinforce them, then by the time they get to you, the masses continue to grow and you're kind of screwed.
Indeed. All right. So what do you want to do as one of these 8 kings around the outside? Of course, I talked about the Geos, advanced Geos. I'm very tempted to actually turn them off because it's kind of like 101. Don't do this. Actually, I'm going to just jump in. You were talking about a problem of these advanced Geos. Solution. And we see one player doing it on the right. Only one player, Dashi Bag, has grabbed 5 T1 constructors and starting to build a backup economy up on these hills. There are 8 beautiful petals to this flower, in which Duffy is the center of that flower. What do you call the middle of the flower? I've forgotten. I don't know.
I would call it the body of the starfish.
There you go, the body of the starfish. There you go, Duffy in the middle, my beautiful flower drawing. There are 8 spots.
That drawing looks like a sun. There you go, it's the happy sun from Teletubbies.
There you go,
Oh my
beautiful.
god, that's been years.
So, apart from down on the happy sun's left leg, which is quite skinny here, I'm now just drawing it to have like another object down between its leg. That's not smart. Anywho,
So this one here, this one here, it's quite skinny, as you can see across the I've drawn a measurement. Yep.
yeah, build eco up on these legs and arms and I don't know, hair of the sun, whatever its anatomy is. That's your backup.
Lord Power
solution.
in chat has just given us the name of the center of a flower, which I shan't repeat. But if you've seen Community and you know what the Community flag is modeled after, you will be quite aware of what it is.
Ah.
Everyone's just got a small little smirk on their. Why is that word so amusing? The word is sphincter. I don't know what's so scary about it.
Anyway, we had a point. I'm not entirely sure what it was anymore.
Let's get back to
because
what
I'm trying
I was
to think
going
of
to talk about before I got
Yep.
distracted. What do you do as one of these 8 kings that needs to defend one of these ramps? Apart from sending those
That's
constructors
right.
up on the hill, you want to go, obviously, basic eco, get your T2 up, just like any game. A great move is to turn that geo into an advanced geothermal after you've upgraded, say, those first 3 mexes, and then use that energy to build a fusion, or maybe even, if you really want to risk it, an AFS, maybe a couple fusions. I'd probably do 2 fusions.
Start with fusions.
And then turn it into a prude or a serb, or simply reclaim it, because it is going to be the biggest thing that goes pop. The other thing is, be really tactical about your base layout. Select any unit. Has anyone built an advanced geo? It's about to come up on the right for Dashi bag. I'm going to do something where you press space and X while selecting it, and you'll be able to see the explosion radius. So that's coming up in 10 seconds now. In fact, you can press space X while it's being built. So if you can do the same, Praetor, you can see how big
Yep.
that explosion is. So I'm going to just draw that. Yep, nice. You've done it for us. Almost as good as my drawing of the shrink up on the hill. You could build probably a couple fusions over here. Obviously, your mexes will die, but you want to build like maybe you build power around this area where the cross is, and that can feed some sort of eco up behind. So even if that does die, you're keeping your energy income. But yes, that is a freaking huge circle to defend against, and probably that's one of the skinnier lanes that Dashi Bag's got. There are a few bigger ones where you've got a bit more space. Say BRP Euro Blitz on the bottom left, he's got quite a big area, and if that advanced geo was to die, it's not taking up much space. We have 1 minute and 10 left.
I have an interesting suggestion to balance it out.
Mhm.
Instead of removing the advanced geo, what if you know how we modified the Cerberus to have range? Can we modify the explosion range of an advanced geo?
I don't know. I'm
'Cause
actually
if
the
we
one that
make it
did the
400%
modification of
the
range.
size-
I have no idea how to change.
Why did I assume you were gonna make it bigger, not smaller?
Look, if we make it 400% the size, it'll be a real incentive not to use it,
There will always be a player that hasn't played Koth that goes in there and like, what the fuck?
and it will be a pleasant surprise for them when they blow up the hill.
It'll really look like a sphincter.
My goodness, I need to find out how to do that, and I'm just gonna slot that in one game without telling you guys, and I'm gonna make it like 1,000 times bigger. I'm just gonna wipe the map one day. Oh my god, we missed April Fools. We could have done it for April Fools. Oh man.
God.
Look, if anyone out there in the community wants to reach out to us about a set of modifications for
minutes.
King of the Hill for April Fool's Day, I would not be opposed to making it an absolutely chaotic thing.
This is poetry. Duffy's first AFS just came up literally on the dot at 10 minutes. So who's going to push? Is there going to be a lane that falls? Top right is where I'm focusing now. We've got Dominus, Grumpiness. Oh, hello, Grumpiness. Who pumps? They are going in.
Just at the bottom side right now, on Notero's
no.
base,
That is-
Notero was penetrated by only a handful of
Dash
units,
it back.
and Arbiters from the sky. Arbiters here on the right-hand side from J-Frost have targeted the advanced geo. We have our first king falling to advanced geo. Next up, we have Wazda. We have Waz7260, who's about to be feeling the wrath of those Arbiters. Thankfully, he does have a Cerberus here, but real big push in. This is one of the risks of getting expensive defenses. Units well and truly in. Reaction needs to come from the middle of the map in order to clean this one up, because units are just going to keep coming. It is non-stop from 4 players up here with the high ground firing advantage of those Arbiters. Really good dodge there by Waz. Saw the
Is
firing
Duffy
of those
reacting
Arbiters and
his
moved immediately.
Marauders are coming online.
Spiders in the middle of in the bottom middle between Discreet Player and Notera, doing a bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. They have been somewhat boxed out, but they are making their way towards the middle of the map. Kings pushing out onto the left-hand side. We do have Welders in force trying to push their way up onto Vulux. Vulux has some decent defenses here and a comm. We say this a lot, but the comms are your most important defensive units. That one comm has pushed back the Welder Tide. Back over to the right-hand side, Wazda 7260 has taken a lot of damage here, as all of the units are just pouring in and they just will not stop. Com is hiding right now behind a couple of LLTs in range of a Warden, and the units are bypassing. They're at the Fusions. Fusions trying to self-destruct. They do manage to self-destruct, so no reclaim for Grump's grumpiness. We do have the Marauders coming to try and clean these ones up. Fast units getting there. Exactly what needs to happen. These lines need to be held and pushed back so the Kings can recover. Meanwhile, the rest of the map somewhat stable, but one spider trying to make its way into the map has been identified and will be taken out by Marauders before it can do any real damage. Real tick production online though from Team Newt, everyone. Absolutely flooding the map right now off of their 6 labs. Holy, just pushing the T1 in. Peasants, I've decided that the Kings are going to struggle this game, and so the Kings struggle.
Reacting with Razorbacks, that is the right response for all these ticks, but as Predators and Tom have tested in game, ticks beat Razorbacks medal for medal.
But they need to engage all at once. If it's a line, the Razorbacks will basically near infinitely kill the ticks. So definitely a bit of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other situation. Kings pushing out on the top side with ticks, making all of those Sheldons.
They have got
actually, I think these ones are not ticks. They are Rascals pushing them back, but it is not going to work. Switching sides, Scarv is now the main pushing force, sending the comm in to delete the last of the defenses that are taking ticks out, and the ticks are heading up towards the middle of the map. Really good cleanup here. 2 Kings next to each other have just been absolutely silenced. What pressure, what insanity.
You can imagine the scaling that Duffy would have done if he didn't have to react to these 2 lanes forward.
Oh yeah.
So we had one OP lane where that got flooded for units, and we had one lane, Dash's lane, that built the advanced geo that you recommended strongly. At least we know Dashy doesn't screen cheat out of the stream.
As we said, we have a happy Carl. Carl does like it when things explode. But I don't think we have happy Kings. Happy Kings are Kings that are not defending inside of their bases.
Yeah, it's much easier when your front line is the front, not
on the left. Did build a lot of these Persecutors way too close to the front, but given how the game's going, I'm going to let it go, especially because there was no pork that was built in that range. Just don't build anything closer than that, because we will delete it.
Yes.
The general rule is if it can shoot over the brown, the dirt, in between the 2 lots of green, don't build it.
One day, what we will end up having is, hopefully we'll have tools that can allow us to make it near impossible to break them. But for now, we do what we can with what we have. 3 Kings bases essentially taken out at this point. What on earth are the Kings going to do right now?
I mean, they could get big.
They could. They could.
First
and we're
Ophis
seeing...
coming down from Kuro. First Ophis coming down from Discreet Player. 4 fusions up for Selenex.
Thing about Discreet is going to struggle because they now have to defend on the hill above them, from the side, in front, left, right, the whole shebang. But Kings, they are pushing out on the right-hand side. Those Razorbacks that were being used for defense are now pushing out. They're receiving a good amount of damage from those Pitbulls, but only 2 Pitbulls there right now isn't going to be enough to push all these Razorbacks back. And if we're lucky, none of them will actually be destroyed, so all that firepower is going to remain. Damage being done right now. The retribution has begun. The ticks, though, are actually going to take out one of the Razorbacks.
When you can get that surround bonus, they
Yep.
can pump some serious damage.
Razorbacks, though, are going to start marching their way towards the ticks now. They do have the firepower to keep the ticks
Does that
back,
kill you for fun
and
when
they
you get the
need to
commanders
grab
there?
everything. And this
Ooh.
is the thing. Smart choice would have been to move the comms into position over here, but it has not happened, and now the Razorbacks, 4 of them, pushing their way in. They're grabbing a lot of the resource generators, and then that T1 spam is going to slow down. There we go. Big one there, and to make this happen, all of this stuff is incredibly grouped up, so we're going to see some big explosions here. Ticks have taken out another 2 of the Razorbacks. They're going for 3. They're going for number 4 right now, and it does look like they're actually going to get it because the Razorbacks are concentrating on that eco. Those ticks have given themselves all of the rankings, but is it too late for that little area there? Still in the middle of the map, units pouring through. It does look like the game has stabilized, though.
Duffy having to respond to a lot of pressure on this right-hand side. If any of the other lanes were to fall as well, it would become real rough if you can't send your units off to one side.
And that's the thing, Duffy can only be in one place at a time, so if you're forcing him to defend, he's not controlling those Razorbacks. If he's controlling those Razorbacks, he's not defending, and as you can see, defense was the choice because all those Razorbacks just went down one after another to D-guns.
Tom, if you've already got the mod tools up, can you just delete the last 2 persecutors, rattlesnakes that Waffle Maker made at the top left? He's building them closer and closer forward, and now they've been reaching Orc. So, yeah, don't delete them. Like, remove them. Use the remove tool.
Dominus going for some D-guns on the Razorbacks on the right-hand side, but they have managed to pick him up. That would have been quite a blow right there, but now those Razorbacks are in large enough numbers that they are going to push forward. They are going to close this gap. It does look like the Kings have managed to reclaim the fullness of the hill. Problem is, the next attack is mounting on this right-hand side, and Atero is doing everything he can out of the small economy and base that there is, but is being shelled from the hill by spiders. We would have LLTs up on those hills. Absolute craziness. Vanguards defending on the left-hand side, firing into the termites that are trying to break their way in from Evil Potato. Good call with the Vanguards. That long range is going to let them do quite a lot. It's going to help break into this defense, which is quite a lot of defense, to be honest. We do have quite the number of pit bulls just there, but hopefully they'll get enough to break it. Duffy scaled up to 6 APHIS. That means 400 income, which is quite a nice, respectable chunk of income for this state of the game. Is producing energy approximately equal to the conversion, which is good with everything building. So that is a definite balancing out. On this right-hand side, we do have the next push coming in. It is going to run into grunts. Grunts are actually going to be quite effective at cleaning up a lot of these ticks. Grunts are actually better at cleaning up ticks, in my opinion, than the pawns, just because of the shots hitting exactly. Does look like a little bit of miss micro here. They have stopped, which has allowed more and more grunts to come in and clean this one up. I think it probably didn't matter too much either way, but definitely want to make sure that you give those commands, potentially back up those ticks as well with something a little bit heavier hitting. Vanguards on the high ground on the left for Dauntless, skirmishing right now with Salanax, doing a good job of it too, but Salanax is pushing out right now with Hounds. Unfortunately, Hounds not a good sieging unit, so they're getting absolutely obliterated by the combination of of Pitbull, and of Beamer. Got to pick something frontline if you're going to push frontline.
Now, over on the left, Salanax's base, I did say that they have built that pulsar too far forward. It wasn't hitting any structures. However, the comm going in that defensive position almost died just from the one shot from the pulsar. What's the ruling on that one, guys? I think it's a bit far.
You can make a decision on that one. In the top side of the map, we do have a big push out with Duffy managing to grab two peasant bases near instantly, a third one on the way, 3 going left, 5 going right. No comms in the way just yet. Chronographer's trying to get there, but has not managed it, and it does look like these fusions are going to go down. The ticks are doing a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately... Oh, good save there by Chrono, but more coming, and it does look on this right-hand side. Lingeron in a good position to get some D-guns off. Unfortunately for him, the split wasn't quite right. Only managed to grab 2 of those, and the rest are going to keep their march forward. Plenty of defense here, though. Triple Pulsar should take out... there we go, that's one of them. And then we do have the Vanguards as well. I do reckon these Pulsars will get another shot on. But the Razorbacks are pushing back now, which means that they will find another target. You do have to pick your opportunities. I would not be trying to push my way into 3 Pulsars without some sort of mass spam.
On the right and bottom right lanes, we are getting spam all the way up to the top of these ramps.
These grunts have been MVPs for defending, and now we do have the Razorbacks that were being used defensively stopping to try and deal with this. Duffy just does not have the income to stop every single problem. With 3 kings down, he's doing everything he can to get damage done, but it is only coming in drips and drabs. Even though this looks like a lot of damage, it is only small sectors of the map taking it, and the Razorbacks will only get so far.
And yeah, real slow reaction actually out of some of these on the top right. These have just done way too much damage for just a handful of Razorbacks, especially when we're going to 5A for this economy here on the right and a Morning Phoenix.
Is it crazy that I didn't even comment on that because it's so normal in King of the Hill for a Razorback to get into the outside of the map and no one to do anything about it?
It's just
it was just sort of like, oh yeah, this Razorback's going to destroy half the map. That's fine. It happens all the time. Oh dear.
It is crazy that Duffy just managed to micro these and avoid things while still doing everything in the middle of the map. And that's probably why this game's still going after those first 2 lanes immediately fell.
Well, you did call it. You did say Duffy would react in an incredibly strong way, and that is exactly what is happening. And we do have that next push out by Duffy happening right now. Going to be running into a lot of comm though, and it's going to be right before the Rascals get in front. So these comms are going to get at least 2 Razorbacks, probably 4. And that is 4 right there, and first comm is going down. The Rascals are now being manually targeted. Now being manually moved to get vision of that comm. Razorbacks now firing on the comm. They know where he is. Will they get more, or was my prediction of 4 Razorbacks to 2 comms exactly on the money? It was! Excellent. And that means that the Razorbacks are now somewhat freer to come through. But Crobeos has been doing a really good job of cleaning things up.
Ooh,
2
nice
more there.
D-gun.
3, 4 of the Razorbacks taken out. That's 8 Razorbacks taken out to 3 comms. And that is the momentum of this push somewhat blunted. That is the crazy power of all of the comms. It does look like we have some spam trying to make its way up to the high ground. It is finding the rovers. It is finding the LLTs.
Let's just have a look over on the bottom left. We have a new player to the king position. Kira Blitz has been going out with the Shivas. Shivas hit hard. Shivas, they were D-gunned, but the one D-gun, the one commander that belonged to LP at Midfield, whatever that name is, has gone down after taking out a few. This is a continuous line. These things don't stop, and with that rocket on their back, they're doing damage to the eco in the distance whilst taking out all the units right ahead of them. The answer to these when you don't have a big eco, I mean the sharpshooters are doing really well, but just a bit of spam in front of these as well. People don't do heaps well against the spam. They do have the area effect, but if you have enough spam, it's good against everything. Just about everything.
Shiva's very strong, but Razorbacks, I feel like, are the mid-game MVPs of King of the Hill, and as we're seeing, the Razorback push has built back up on this right-hand side and is now plowing through Team Newt for the second time. They tried to get back online, but they are struggling. However, and this is something I talk about quite a lot, one of the ways to defend against this is to close off the gap, and we're seeing that Scarv is down here with mass T1 units trying to plug the gap over here. We also have Vanguards on the high ground getting some damage done. So we are definitely seeing the peasants reacting to this in the most reasonable way that they can. Dark Side killing a bunch of those Razorbacks with D guns. He's trying to chase one which he really shouldn't chase. There are 4 more headed his way if he can grab those ones instead.
Invisible.
Wow, Smokey deals with that last one. Oh, but he's out of energy. There we go. Does grab that last one. Dark Side is trying to find that angle on the Razorbacks, but the Razorbacks are avoiding him. I don't think it's because of anything in particular, just a good amount of game sense. Alrighty then.
Vanguards, that top left king has fallen. There's Vanguards either side that were shelling in
The
over the top
Geo.
of those
I could
bubbles.
see the Geo died. Crazy.
Oh, on the left-hand side. Yep. Was that actually the Geo causing it?
Geo. I don't know how that
It was-
caused it,
Oh
but
my
that's
God,
definitely-
guys!
that was an advanced
Vanguards
Geo.
shooting in here. I don't know if it was
Guys,
the Geo that went or whether it was fusions that popped and
I'm
took
going to
everything with
guess based on that crater. That
it
was the
looks
Geo.
like a Geo. Guys,
And that
it's
was a
25
Geo.
minutes into the game. You can't have an advanced Geo. Even if you think you're perfectly safe, you can't have an advanced Geo. Because you're not safe. You're never safe. All it takes is a
big
couple of
spiders
invisible
on
tanks.
on the south out of discreet player finds a reasonable size eco here in the form of 2 fusions. These termites make it go pop, and they're about to find an Aphis, and that's going to be another lane for the peasants that's fallen. King's doing incredibly well considering how many lanes have fallen.
they're getting squeezed at this point from both sides, but they haven't completely cracked yet. They've been hanging on by a thread for a long time.
One of the things to bear in mind is that the peasants are not even coming online yet. Look around the outside of the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in one corner that are either not contributing or contributing a fraction of spam right now. The kings are alive right now because by virtue of only being attacked in a small number of places. The economy is close to 200% in favor of the peasants. The peasants are up on the high ground. They're getting absolutely blasted by twin guards, and the vanguards are moving forward.
Duffy has 46 beamers stopping that spam getting to his precious eco. 46 beamers are better than good.
Look, they do a great job of holding things off.
We're finally about to lose the fight. We just lost the 5-star General LLT. Does look like Wazda is going to be grabbing those D guns from the high ground, but unfortunately taken out by the Razorbacks. Razorbacks do put a lot of damage very quickly on.
Does that change the pathing? Interesting. F6.
There you
That
go.
has
It
changed the pathing. You cannot get up that hill very easily anymore.
Huh.
The explosion from the comm has made a bigger hole there, so it's very.
Oh
thin
yeah, it has,
path.
hasn't
One
it?
spider on the top of the map has just taken out a bunch of the economy of Wazda. Just took out all of his converters and is about to get shots onto the wind as well. Nope, manages to grab the converter instead. That is the power of even sneaking a single spider through. That lane has been producing the spam and it has been keeping so many of Duffy's Razorbacks alive, but no longer because of one spider. Bottom left-hand side counter-offensive is now happening. Zach Sicker is now pushing forward with his own version of the Shivas. Plenty of snipers backing them up, and it's a bit of a Shiva versus Shiva slap fight. The Shivas are not the best at killing Shivas.
I do like the addition of all these slightly longer range Sheldons behind. Just help pepper the King's Shivas, so the peasants might get this victory. You can see he's backing up into his bubble there, which is very smart. If you put these inside the bubbles, they're going to trade well. And
Top middle. Aphis Town is about to be in quite some trouble. We have a sniper wall moving in, as well as the Arbiters. Arbiters getting ready to manual fire their way in. We'll see what they target, but right there is the T3 build power. There are the shields. Crazily enough, Aphis Town is only on 1 fusion at 28 minutes into the game, surviving off of defenses, Shivas, and spam. And unfortunately for the peasants, there's not much here to kill spam, so those snipers are going to start taking some serious damage soon.
These vanguards on the left are going to hit their targets by the look of this.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oof.
The
Oof.
fusions are starting to take damage.
That is not ideal. Thankfully, though, they're not Aphis, and they are not, and they're not advanced geos, which means that even if they do pop, it probably won't grab all the economy. It'll grab all the conversion, but it will leave 2 fusions up. There we go. Those ones have been taken out.
Duffy's sending a big ball of Razorbacks down the top left to deal with the leaks that are going into Aphis Town's
that is
base.
a combo.
no.
Same.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
That is a
Oh,
com trade and a
no.
half. 3 Razorbacks, 2
I think
Razorbacks
that
remain.
was 13 Razorbacks.
Speaking of Razorbacks, over on the other side of Aphis Town's base, 4 of them has got in, but they are body blocked by the Shivas, stopping them from getting around. They're just trying to find that conversion and can't quite get there.
Good use of Shivas.
Where is this?
Aphis
Oh,
Town's
it was
base
up
to
the
the
top.
north.
They're all down.
Ah, yep.
But that attraction to the right for the Shivas has meant that all the units on the left have been able to get closer in, and now we got those termites.
No.
They're not target firing though.
But there's so many things getting into the map that even the tiny amounts of splash that the Shivas are causing is starting to become a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the Kings have done so well
They've
to
held
try and
out
survive
well.
this after some early losses,
tell
but they
me-
just...
Prey, can you go, because you got the huge screen. Prey has the biggest, his IMAX in front of his computer. Can you check out Duffy's statistics on his APM right now?
Sure, let's have a look at those stats. So Duffy right now, actions per minute's 139. He is a little over a quarter of the team's APM.
A lot going into defending all these lanes. There are 3 full-size Kings down the bottom, and maybe a half on the top, and then Duffy remains, and then a few of these guys have started building back up economy up on the hill in the form of wind converters, just getting the spam out to help Duffy's pushes. But zooming out, it's not looking good for the Kings. It is broken.
The interesting thing is the King's economy hasn't really changed in the last 5 or so minutes. They've just been sitting
Oh,
at just
no.
shy of 2,000 metal,
Oh,
but
no,
the
don't tell me.
but the peasants are just popping up little bit by little bit.
Bottom left, there are 2 catapults being sent defensively up onto the hill. If these Razorbacks manage to just go inside the range, these are going to do more damage to their own team.
If anything gets in there.
If any
is big.
tick meets,
Oh, that is a great use for a
here we go.
stealth unit.
It's happening.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Because they predictive fire. They fire where they think the unit is going to be.
All of that
Wow.
build power was taken out.
That is
gonna be
You
devastating.
can see
painful.
all the pinging from Salanax pinging up onto Kuro's catapults. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me, bro. Just like that.
Oh man, it's
So the
and
peasants have killed.
unfortunately it's definitely not intentional. It's
No,
best of intentions, but unfortunately that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was
Oh,
going
no.
to come anyway.
a discreet player on the bottom.
Oh no! Oh no! Kings
We
are
have
falling
Aphis
apart,
about to
ladies
go.
and gentlemen.
2 more shots, I reckon that Aphis is down to less than 10% the build power. If that goes down, these are not going to be able to out heal. There you go, targeted build
They-
power.
No, targeting the
Oh.
conversion.
Same.
Good call right there. And now it's going for the Aphis, and that missile should be it. We're gonna see a very nice Aphis splooge. Oh no, survived on 1%, 114 HP. Discreet player. Held on, but was not able to push out. We do have as much defense as possible happening in the middle of the map, but unfortunately...
These Marauders look like they might... Oh no, that's a lot of pulsar. If they can get to some of that conversion, it's going to make a big
man,
difference
one of
here.
them there. Oh, if it didn't walk forward.
Just needed a second shot.
How have we not seen any juggernauts yet out of the peasants? Send one juggernaut and it'll just a walking nuke slowly get up.
One juggernaut, Control D, open the floodgates, and away you go.
It's not like the kings have commanders that they can spare to take on juggernauts. You can see discreet player is about to be seen by maybe an arbiter. He does not have energy to move.
Arbiters.
If these two
Targeting
And these
that
two
conversion.
arbiters.
Oh no.
Man.
Oh
no.
Man. Here we go. Here we go.
Well done.
There's the build power.
Jay Frost.
It's all gone.
It's
all gone.
Oh.
That is gonna spell disaster for our intrepid Duffy in the middle of the map. Production is now offline. That's devastating. That is devastating. We've got one builder trying to get in there and do the building.
I love the use of the Centurions in mass to stop all the spam.
Look, with these choke points at the top of the ramps, trying to get the spam to the top of the hill has been incredibly challenging.
Oh no, those catapults on the bottom of the hill now doing damage to Curablitz's own base.
Mark those rascals next to something explosive.
Yes, one rascal's coming in. It's found the
Here we go, the next one.
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
Here we go.
What are you doing? You had everything. Oh, here we go. The rockets are coming in. Yes,
Yep,
they're gonna
that'll
hit
do
the conversion. Defensive catapults, ladies and gentlemen. Defensive catapults. Gotta love them.
I've been wondering which
And right
is gonna
now
be
we
the
do
last
have-
kings remaining. Is it Duffy or is it Curablitz?
Well, we do have a demon trying to walk its way into the map. It is being pinged by everything right now. No dice there. What is it going to be? We've just had Vanguards fire into the middle of the map. That does look like that was Dauntless's Vanguards managing to pop it. No shields in the middle, surprisingly. But that is going to be Duffy's economy out. So as it turns out, Kerblitz has managed to kill himself, kill his allies, but not before becoming the last king remaining. Is trying to go out with a bang right here, is sending a demon to try and push out, but does get picked up by Jeb and his comm. Unfortunately for the kings, we lost 2 kings to advanced geos. One of them early enough that it made the game incredibly difficult. And that is a self-D out of the last comm on the Kings team. Kings have thrown in the towel. Nicely done, peasants, but Kings, oh my god, holding that game was crazy. So congratulations to the peasants. You did win this one, but man, the Kings did everything they could not to lose. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at those graphs real quick.
All that damage dealt.
Guys, just quickly, over on the AllReasonNoLogic Twitch, there's a 1-minute vote. Do you want another Krakatoa or are we going into Raptor Crater? Vote now.
And looking at the metal produced, Duffy pulling away like a madman, but it just was not enough. Well done, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.
probably should have made that vote a little bit longer. There's 30 seconds left, people. Krakatoa or Raptors?
Hell's reprisal. The commentators should have warned the Kings about the risk of those advanced geos. Oh man, you are my favorite now.
And the favourite choice is Raptor
Still-
Crater. Tell me if we can change it over to Raptors. Oh, it drew.
Still, we do
Sake.
have.
It was a draw.
I heard
Sorry.
Raptors, so we're going to Raptors.
It was a draw with 1 second left. All right, Raptors it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in 30 seconds, a minute, or thereabouts to commentate the next map.
Okay. I'm setting up Raptor Crater for maybe the final game of tonight. I'll stick around for an after party. It is a public holiday tomorrow, so can't afford the lack of sleep. And if anyone over on the official channel is wondering who we are AllReasonNoLogic, Twig, Praetus, and Thank Tom. Feel free to jump over to our Twitch or YouTube's anytime. Check out our videos. We usually pick the best game out of each King of the Hill and release it on the following Sunday. And I think tonight's video actually it's the new map. There's a new small King of the Hill, perfect for 16 players. Where on I think it was Wednesday, Prey, Tom and I got to play as Kings and as Peasants 2 games in a row. And check out what happened in that replay.
That one was actually pretty good.
It was fun. Always fun trying out new maps, and I almost find those smaller ones a bit more fun as well than these bigger ones because one, the game keeps up for the whole game, which your computer probably doesn't have the luxury with some of these bigger ones.
I kept up pretty good that time. I was
You did? That's
with
good
you
to hear,
guys to the
actually.
end.
Very nice. That's a first for a while. Maybe last week's update did something to help. Yeah, if anyone wants to donate anything, please donate to Tom's new PC. Go set up a GoFundMe, Tom. So Raptor Crater, guys, if you want to be a king, jump down there now. And Tom is applying a 45% bonus to those players. Frost Gamer down there waiting. We want to see 9 new kings.
We still
7 here. Are Tremors memes or strats? Definitely strats. We have seen Tremor pushes like crazy.
Why
Well,
can't they
it's-
be both?
True. Tremors can definitely hold down a ramp. They push relatively slowly, but when they start rolling, they keep rolling.
And we are probably going to up the bonus even more than you've done, Tom. I'm thinking 50 to 55 even. We have not had a King's win since 2 weeks ago. In fact, we're going to go 65.
65 for 60 peasants.
Yeah. We're going to make it unfair on the peasants because the peasants are just going too well. Last week, 4 peasant wins. This week, 3 peasant wins. It has been like 9 games since a king win.
I think plus 65 is a little bit much, but if we're doing plus 65, I want in.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too.
I can win a plus 65.
It's whether a lane falls around you.
You can bridge a gap with a 65.
All right, most higher OSs are peasants, but there are. I mean, all the AllReasonNoLogic players, they're all peasants. Peasants are pretty strong in that sense. Don't be fooled by the OSs. These guys in King of the Hill terms, they're in the 40s and 50s. Okay, Entire's dropped down there. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on 65. Let's start putting those higher OS players as 65 as well. We can put Wasses.
Wait, are we actually doing 65s?
Yeah. We are giving the Kings the advantage this game because it has been 9 games since a King win.
I don't think they can lose on 65.
We will see. We will see. Peasants have got strong. All right. Connacht. $65 affords you at least 2 fusions. At least.
65 bonus is 2 APHIS by 10 minutes. With 2 fusions.
As it is. Hope you know what you're doing there, 3 Chev. It is the cusp of us allowing King we don't recognise. I'm actually even tempted to make it higher.
Sorry.
Alex, sorry mate, you were king last game. Alright, can peasants please stay where you are? Just make sure none of you have bonuses accidentally. Oh, there is Notaria is there. Sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky, but 100% our fault because you can't remove your own bonus. Right, I think we're good. We have 65 versus 65 bonus. Ready up, people.
Good.
So, Pro, you reckon the Kings have this? They can't lose.
I mean, if they lose with plus 65, I would be...
So long as they build themselves an army, before 10 minutes, they'll be fine. If they're greeting through 10 minutes, then they might have a rough time.
Welcome, Commander.
If peasants play...
Wrong map. Probably the wrong one.
Yeah. Let me have a look.
This gives a huge
the same one.
bonus. This gives a huge bonus to the Kings.
How do we still have this one?
This is the original
would have been
Goth you've copied.
Sorry, it's near the top of stuff.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
That's not how Discord works, unfortunately. It's just listed in the order that it was uploaded. Do we re?
I mean, this one doesn't have lava, does it?
No.
I think we re.
Yep. All right, I'm calling it. Sorry, guys.
Battle ended.
Yeah,
Chrono
so
wants us
that-
to play on.
I
Of
know.
course, Chrono wants us to play
Chrono
on.
loves that version of it. The
Chrono
reason
loves
I
that
don't love it
version.
is pretty much any peasant that starts on the 2 mechs just below the hill loses their eco almost straight away if the kings push out. We will just get that one up again. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Alright, I reckon should be good this time around.
Yeah. Unready players, you are at risk of being specced.
Yeah, we'll give it a moment longer, but got one left.
We do apologise for that, and we probably could have played on if the bonus was a little bit lower, but I don't see the kings even. We want there to be a chance for either team to win, but I don't see there's a chance if they have the hill advantage as well as that bonus.
Thanks, Lord Power. We do our best.
Okay, we're back again.
Welcome, Commander.
Let's see if the kings in this terrible streak. Are you guys up for another one after this, or is this it?
No, I wasn't even gonna do this one.
Public holiday tomorrow, bro. You need sleep.
It doesn't mean I don't need sleep.
Plus, you running your own business, public holidays don't exist.
To an extent, it's also just consistent bedtime.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It takes me hours to fall asleep after one of these nights.
See there, Psycho Pew Pew also drawing on the map for us. Thank you very much. Nice little code that goes and makes it very obvious for the peasants don't spawn here. Wait a little bit longer for those last couple of red dots, 3 red dots to disappear. Pick your spots, people. If you don't get a mech to start with, go up with conversion. Hand over to Enrico over to someone. Micro their units. Oh, some nice discussions happening on the top right here with Morning Phoenix. Of the Creed clan, familiar player there. Wow, that is a huge potential. I don't think this eco bonus necessarily helps if you get that sort of Tommy going on.
It does. It very much so does.
Okay, I'm going to force start this one as one red dot, but they are not there. Get ready, Tank Tom, with the remove unit, not delete unit. Don't wreck them, remove them. Force starting now.
Battle started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to King of the Hill on Raptor Crater. We have 70 versus 9, with the craziest bonus we've seen to date on this map, a plus 65%, and that is ever since we changed it to allow for the medal starting at the multiplier of 1,000. So this time they start with about 1650. Around to the outside, we have some pretty strong co-op corners, particularly this top right-hand side. Quite a good amount of players there as well, though reasonably well spaced everywhere else on the map. The question is, after a what build?
That top right.
Oh, damn.
It is.
Oh yeah, they've put down a T2 lab,
and then don't worry about eco.
It'll still be up at it will still won't be up till 2 minutes.
Yeah, probably, but 2 minutes T2, that's huge. Wow, nice. Excuse my interruption. Just had to point that out. That's not something I've seen to that degree before.
Sorry, I'm doing maths anyway. So someone else talk.
Yeah, that's going to be up by a
is...
minute 40, if not less. They're just trying to get the build power because it doesn't matter about where the eco is. He's just getting fed and fed and fed. Oh, it's slowed down. The second this eco stops being fed in, you can just see that number jump from like 10 seconds down to up to 40. And having him build T1 constructors at the same time is actually slowing him down as well. Yeah, oh, there you go. He got fed properly then, and that's the end of the lab, and that will be easily enough to get out two T2 constructors as well. Nice. 2 minute T2.
2 minutes and 4. Is a very quick T2.
Yeah. If that medal came in that bit earlier, probably could have done it in about minute 40. So 2 minutes 4. I don't know if that's the fastest we've ever seen, but it's damn close. And down the bottom right we have, although that's a T1 Legion. We turned Legion on, didn't realise. Top left going into their T2, but it's only one player. I'd love to see a bit more happening up there. Bottom left, same again. 2 advanced bot labs going down at once. Guys, share your metal. Just buy a T2. So much faster. Over into the middle. You can see Curo Blitz has taken the 8 mexes in the middle. We have a lot of unfamiliar faces in the middle. We've got Crossgamer, Sawfish, Waffle Maker, Knock and Troke. Did I get that right? Aziz, Squeezer, Acid, and Ty. A few names I do recognise, but we don't see them all that often. Sawfish, don't forget to build your extra mexes.
You do have access to quite a lot of mexes in this one. Did anyone go Legion in the middle?
Right.
Yes. Yes, we do have a Legion in the middle. Very good.
Classic.
Legion is incredibly strong defensively early on. Does fall down a little bit offensively because with the rules as set, they don't have access to any of their long-range T3 things.
Interesting. Entire going into hovercraft for their opening lab. Not seen that before. Slower build. Did they have more build power? Build power of 115.
115. That is, I think, the highest out of all of them.
I think it's 80 for just a standard vehicle. I know the bots have
75 for a bot, and 90
Cortex.
for a 90 for a vehicle, which means that that is a lot by a country mile. That's a really good idea, especially if you're planning to go into the vehicle lab.
Don't mind it.
Yeah, that will help you actually a lot over the course of the game, because it's almost 50% more build power for your T1, which is when you're on plus 65, you can afford the cost in energy, as you can see by the fact that that he's running off of 8 build turrets by the 4-minute mark, going into the solar strat as well, which is quite interesting.
I mean, advanced solar's 80 energy a pop. You got a decent income from those 320, easily enough to start building your T2 lab. With all the winds that they're supporting as well, plenty of conversion. Interesting setup of conversion around the base as well, using them essentially as mines. These things pop, they do take out quite a bit around them, holding down that SpaceX, and you can see the explosion of a converter.
And they do generate the money. Now, the reason I was doing some maths in the background is because I wanted to explain why a plus 65 bonus is so much more than a plus 45% bonus. So when you look at the way maths works in this game, it's all about scaling, and the percentage multiplier is an exponential one. If your wind is producing more wind, then you need more energy converters, and your energy converters individually are producing more metal. When you look at that on a scale of APHIS, when you have a 0% modifier, then the APHIS is producing 3,000 energy, and that equates to approximately 40 metal per second. When you're producing at 1.45 times, you're producing a little over 4,200 energy, which is turning into just over 100 metal per second. When you're at plus 65, you are then producing 140 metal a second off of a single APHIS. That 140 metal per second means by the time you have a second APHIS, you can start powering out APHISes at essentially a rate of 1 every 40 seconds. You can then start powering those ones out, reducing that by about 8 seconds per APHIS from that point forward, provided you can scale the build power. This means that, in theory, by 15 minutes in this game match, assuming your first APHIS pops at 10 minutes, that means that, in theory, you can have yourself 8 APHIS by 15 minutes. As compared to the plus 45%, where you can have 3.5 by the 15 minutes. And each one is producing significantly more, which is absolutely crazy amount of scaling. So that's the difference, that's the math difference between a plus 45% and a plus 65%.
And that is doing maths correctly on stream for once, which is something we never usually recommend, but he's done a good job of
Excel.
It's so exponential as well, King of the Hill.
Yep.
Metrics.
Because the thing is, let's say that at 10 minutes you need to commit 150 metal per second to units. That means that if you're at that plus 65 metal, you have just from your APHIS enough to do that, and everything else can go into producing your next APHIS.
Put it this way: if you have a plus 100 bonus, which is just over double what the usual 45 is, and I've done this many times, by the 10-minute mark, your resources are full for the rest of the game. Your only resource problem is BP, build power, and APM.
It is scaling in this game is absolutely crazy, and it's and because you take into account unit costs, as I said, if you're producing 100 metals worth of unit and you're at a plus 45% bonus, then you've got very little metal to put into scaling. If you're producing the same amount of units with the plus 65%, you suddenly have yourself 80 metal a second to go into an APHIS, which means that you'll build an APHIS in 100 seconds. That is pretty good scaling in the background when you're dealing with units. That means every minute and 20 seconds you get your first APHIS. The scaling drops so fast. With that second APHIS out, you get your next APHIS in about 40 seconds.
All right, let's just have a quick check in at the top right. We have 3 fusions out of that first player, with another fusion down by Dashi Bag, who is one of the people sharing. We've also got 2 by the Fringe, And the rest of the players over here are all going wind and solar to build up units. And we've got another 40 seconds left. You can see the few of those units starting to be produced now. Over on the top left, a little bit lagging behind there. Everyone's done their own thing. We're not going to look there. Bad example.
Only one co-op corner.
Yeah, bottom left, same again. People doing their own thing. Just the first. That's the difference between a co-op corner. There is no fusions, but they're all coming up 3 individually on the bottom left. Top right, there is 5, 6 fusions, 7 fusions. At the 10-minute mark, there will be. Bottom right, same again. No fusions up. This is the difference between trusting thy neighbor. And unfortunately as well, there is no defense for the kings on the bottom. Are you sure 65 bonus was enough? There's like 3 somewhat not defended lanes.
You can't help when there's no, like, if players don't build defenses. You could have given them plus 100.
Look at Aziz here.
And it wouldn't make a difference.
4,800 metal in the bank. Unable to spend it fast enough. And there's 10 minutes down. The big pushing is happening on the bottom right and the top right. Those
does look like it's being cleaned up on the bottom side, at least mostly. A couple of ticks might be making it through, and this is where your secondary lines of LLTs are a good idea. I just set my comm to make a line of them. Top right-hand side, Dominus, Morning Phoenix, they have managed to punch through, as has the Fringe. Unfortunately, both lanes out of Gross Gamer, hoping the walls would defend, but they do not. And now going into snipers. Snipers are not the counter to spam units.
Blitz are in the middle.
Welders are the right answer here.
Unfortunately, this is going to be a king falling
Blitz
at
is focusing on the top left where they're actually getting into the peasants and doing damage. Has not been reacting to the several pings. Oh no. Their cursor is over on the top left.
That is going to be this center white. As soon as they find those converters.
Dominus has seen it.
I mean, we can give you every advantage in the world, but we can't do anything if you don't if you don't defend.
Is reacting now. Finally, base has been attacked though in a big way. Is this APHIS going to get down? They're ignoring
no, because they're going to blow themselves up on the fusion. Still, they found the conversion for Kanocek, and they've grabbed a bunch of the T1 conversion over there, and units are just going to keep pouring in. And that also means we're also seeing the defenses fall down for Entai. Entai went straight into the APHIS.
10%. So close.
One of the risks of Entai going straight into that APHIS is how long it takes to get up, and that also means that getting the advanced converters takes a long time to get up as well. So it does give you an advantage after a while, but
you need to be able to live long enough to realize.
Yep.
Little bug at the moment. If you zoom all the way out, it will tell you who originally owned the commander and who's been given it when you zoom in.
Then when you zoom in, look, that might be a bug. I hope they don't change that.
Huge hit out of Psycho. This is going to be another.
Those gremlins.
Yep. AllReasonNoLogic crew, if you're sticking around, I might stick around with you for another one to jump in the middle and get an even bigger bonus. We need to see a Kings win. It's been 10 games, I reckon.
I just we have 3 corners on this map that didn't co-op eco. This was a.
You know
look,
what?
the Kings aren't out. Bear in mind, the Kings aren't out. They still have 1,400 metal income. Plus 65 is ridiculous.
Wow, they're actually
they're not dead yet.
Their eco at, what is that, about 30 to 40% worse off is actually much better than we usually see.
Yes.
And that is that 65% bonus. We usually see about they're about 70% behind at the 15-minute mark. A minute from now.
On the left-hand side, we have a spider offensive out of Nockentroke. Managing to clear up one of the peasant bases. On the right-hand side, we do also have Quakers firing to the high ground from Entai. the Quakers are going to have an interesting fight with Jfrost's Arbiters. Jfrost has been doing very well with those Arbiters, but the Kings are scrambling to plug hole after hole after hole. What I'm waiting for is that next wave of invisible units trying to break their way into the base. They are looking in this bottom left-hand side. Rob the Madman, unfortunately, mate, you've picked the wrong side. You've picked the side with the counter intrusion, not the side without. These are going to have a long walk if they want to try and make their way around the map.
What this has all meant is Curo Blitz has had to go back into scaling up their build power. They just finished getting it down, trying to spend all their metal, has heaps in the bank, and it's overflowing to the team, doing the right thing and dragging that slider slightly down so they're not wasting metal where they don't have to. And if you look down the bottom right, you can see 4 of the Kings just cannot spend their metal right now. Probably because 2 of them are dead.
It certainly makes for a... This is look, what I'm hoping for is a turnaround. The peasants could still turn this one around, but it's going to get harder and harder and harder because we're starting to get some of these siege units pushing in.
Top left.
Bottom
left.
No, the Tremor
Persecutor that's breaking the rules. As is.
The Tremor on the right-hand side that was pushing so much of this back has been taken out. The Arbiters managed to win that duel. They're heading back for repairs. What they actually need to do is keep pushing forward to get damage on. Bottom at left-hand side, the economy is starting to kick on for as is.
Make sure you're
and he's starting to get the T2 up the ramp. Mammoth defending a bunch of Sheldons and very little in the way of defenses here. And because there was basically no co-oping in this corner, all the players here are just working on their bits and pieces, and it is allowing this damage to come off. Big Razorback push in the bottom by Squeezer in the middle of the bottom middle of the map. Rob the Madman though, absolute mad D-guns right there. Same with Ojima. Both comms do go down, but that is only 2 Razorbacks left. Comms coming in to engage, but a lot of damage is going to be done by these 2 Razorbacks before the comms actually manage to meet them. And you do need to go invisible because those Razorbacks will kill you almost as quickly as the demons. Invisible now, thankfully, but the Razorback is going to get so much damage on. No reaction out of H4CK. Could be getting ready to clear up the last of these 2 Razorbacks. The other one about to fall. There we go. But it does not look like that's happening anytime soon. Looking on the rest of the map, more spiders over the edge of the map. Did we call this one too early?
Oh, yeah, they're doing alright. You will see
it's almost like
peasant scale.
Plus 65 is insane.
And this is it. They're at a stage where they just cannot spend their metal. Having said that, they're all pretty much empty. I speak too soon. That surprises me with this sort of bonus, and that is just because they're not scaling that much.
This is officially one of the weirdest King of the Hill games that I have come across, because we have all of the chips in a line for the Kings to win. The Kings had a very, very rough start, but they're still in a good position because we had only 1 co-op corner.
Hentai would be having a rough game at the moment. He's about 30 seconds behind.
Oh no.
That does explain the Tremor tech, if you can just keep those firing in one place.
Yeah, if you just keep the lane basically
just seal it off. Just seal it off.
Like you say,
big
I have no
reclaim
idea,
army.
but it is the co-op peasant corner versus the collapse king corner. That will be where we see this game win or lost, I think, for the peasants.
Wazda's doing a good job scaling, but he's starting to get hit from the high ground by an Inferno. That thing will just start ticking that damage on slowly but surely across everything. We'll see whether or not it's fast enough. But those fusions keep coming up. The APHIS keeps building. The Kings are up to 2.1k metal income. They're catching the peasants. And the damage is rolling.
I just don't understand this down the bottom left. 2 Momo. See everything coming. Go into a second APHIS and a twin guard, single twin guard.
Hey, that LOT is gonna hold off the army.
Yep. Twin guards can
It's-
defeat 4 Razorbacks, can't it? Single twin guard.
It's just one of those things where no matter how we try to balance things, random stuff will happen. It's
Big
nearly
push,
impossible
top
to
right.
predict.
We are seeing Razorbacks coming in now. Morning Phoenix's base
Waffle
is
Maker?
now 3 APHIS. Oh, Waffle Maker.
Waffle
is
Maker
right
in the
there.
right position, as is the Sawfish, trying to get those gremlins in place to intercept so that the Razorbacks can take it out. But they are going to be walking into range of a lot of defenses to do that. Got to find the way into the map safely. Got to get that mix of T1 and T2. There we go. They've caught the comm. That comm is down, which means it is a mostly free track, but good reactions just here. Unlike the snipers that were brought out to defend against spam, snipers being brought out to defend against Razorbacks is the correct call. Waffle Maker moved out of position. The Razorbacks have a clearish run to the middle. We can see where Koro Blitz's
Takes on the
comm
build
is,
power.
which means that they should be able to take it out provided he doesn't turn it invisible, and he has a lot of things to micro, so turning it invisible may not happen in time. Does look like no, it is not being, it is going to be exploded. There we go. The Razorbacks can walk their way into the middle somewhat safely. The Keres is going to do a lot of damage to them, but can they grab something important before they go down? The Blitzers are here. The T1 is here to follow up. Can they get what they need to? They're doing a good amount of damage, but they're shooting the wrong things, and those Blitzers are going to be the thing that makes the difference right there. The Razorbacks got so close, but in the end, it didn't even matter. T1 units, though, they are coming in, and they might just do what the Blitzers did to the Razorbacks and kill off that carries. I don't think there's quite enough numbers here, especially if the build turrets get involved to reclaim.
Oh, good move out of Psycho Pew Pew. Slightly to your right, they have taken the Jaguars and they're jumping on all of the
Oh
tremors.
no! That's so much metal!
Each tremor costing 1850
Two-
metal.
Oh god, and that's all but 2 of them down, and no, all but 1 of them down because the tremors fired on themselves.
An
Psycho
APHIS
Pew
worth.
Pew, what a move! And
Oh,
now we
no.
have
Karkanos.
units coming in the back of the base. Entei's comm is here. We do have tanks coming out. We do have blitzers cleaning up. I don't think this is going to get into the map. Very nice defense right there. Entei managing to get those D-guns off even with the collapse, but we are seeing a couple of those T2 build turrets go down. We do have the Starlights pumping damage down the line, getting rid of all of those, what EMP'd? Something EMP'd Entei's base.
There
And I'm
was
not
there was a
seeing-
bot. There was a bot. There was a
Oh,
bot.
there was a bot? There was a bot, okay.
In the
Bot's
amongst those
perfectly
Karkanos.
acceptable. And that is giving plenty of time for these Starlights to get in and do damage, and they're just cleaning up the last of the Tremors. The Tremors shots not going on target. They've seen the res bots. They need these Starlights need to keep pushing forward. If they can explode these advanced converters, these advanced construction
there's a lot of
turrets, it's
ticks
going to be
coming in from
crazy.
the
On the
back.
left-hand side, large number of ticks have managed to make their way into Waffle Maker's base. They've just grabbed all of the conversion, and we do have units still pouring in all over the map. Bottom left-hand side has survived long enough that the players in the middle can do the damage. There we go. That was the comm going down. On the right-hand side, we do have the large construction bots taken out.
Oh,
Ticks
APHIS
coming in
targeted.
for vision, and the Starlights are targeting the APHIS. There's nothing that's going to stop that now. That is Entei's economy down. The T3 lab is not going to be what you need right now without income, as all of that explodes too. This is
gonna need
this
a
is starting to
major
become a real
response
hammer
from the
blow for the
left-hand
Kings.
side. You can
Razorbacks
see all
up.
these units flying.
Razorbacks up on the left-hand side, managing to be pushed back by Zelfing, who managed to get a couple of good D-guns, but not all players pumping units into these Razorbacks. We have 9 players up here, and I'm only seeing units being sent by 3. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Comms are everywhere. D-guns are needed, and the Razorbacks are just standing there unopposed. Ladies and gentlemen, got to have some map awareness, and you have to make sure to protect your allies at all costs. Does look like
Razorbacks
Honeyblee is getting their comm out of there for now. Jumping back to the middle of the map, Razorbacks have found their way into Waffle Maker, the middle of the base. I do believe that was given over. And they are now targeting those Aphis. There is nothing here to stop that, and it's going to be middle of the map exploded. Kings falling apart right now. Unfortunately, it does turn out that if you have half of the Kings get destroyed in the first few minutes of the game, or at least a couple of holes punched in, you're going to have a bad time as Kings, even with a plus 65%. We do have Connor Troke managing to pump out huge amounts of units, doing huge amounts of damage to his side of the map. Same with as is, but unfortunately they are right now open from behind, so they have to choose: are they going to keep that offensive going, or are they going to defend the back of the base? And unfortunately, it's going to take a while for them to come online to defend the back of the base, and every single bit of economy that gets destroyed matters in this situation. Economy still at that 1900 to 2300 out of the Kings. They just have not been able to punch past that. They keep losing too much, despite the fact that we're seeing the Aphis scaling out of a couple of these players. Does look like the Ticks are about to get in and get scouting information on our Aphis, on our build turrets.
Fucking Croaches, Eco, the biggest.
Oh no,
eco in the game.
Razorbacks have found the largest eco left in the game. They've just popped the conversion and the Aphis. That is everything gone. That drops the Kings all the way down to about half of what they were at a few seconds ago. That is a huge amount of economy to be lost. Kings reacting best as they can, but the forces are here in too much mass. Those Starlights have just been on a wrecking spree, taking out T3 units. However, the Daedalus do range with them quite well, and the Starlights will chain react, so a couple more shots onto them should start creating a bit of a problem. There we go, a couple more going down.
Great to see that target fire
there we
on
go.
the already low unit.
Chain reacting. Love chain reacting Starlights. Twig, what do you think the Kings could have done better?
Oh, watch one game ever of King of the Hill.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know what, I like this, because what we have had the luxury of is the same people rocking up each week. Thank you, people. But I think King of the Hill goes through ebbs and flows of popularity and people checking out the game, becoming new to the game, and then joining us. And it's very hard to balance that. Like, we try and balance based on our regular weeks, but when we have irregular weeks and irregular players that we don't usually see, it's so hard to balance, because you don't know who's in the middle. You don't know, do they need the bonus? You don't know, have they got micro limitations? And that's what we're seeing here. Some players with micro limitations, some with macro limitations.
Is that the peasants have also been getting consistently better as well.
Hugely.
So the challenger up against in the center.
That said, the Kings have also been getting better. For example, on a 30% bonus last week, we saw a player manage to get themselves to 4 fusions by 10 minutes on Throne, which is a never-seen-before feat at 45%.
Yes.
So there's skill going up in all aspects of the game. Build orders getting better. Kings down to 750 economy.
The Kings, even some that have fallen, but the ones still alive, have done fantastically to do what they've done.
Oh yeah.
Given the start, we're up to 25 plus minutes now.
They've lasted well for how rough the beginning was.
Yeah, the left is looking pretty shit for the
this
peasants.
to be like 15 minutes and all said and done to begin with.
It always takes a while to punch through the Kings, and that bonus has allowed them to get back into it in a really big way. Because we're down to 2 Kings and we have 700 metal income, and one of those Kings had their main economy center blown up. So realistically, we've got 1 King economy and it's 700 metal. Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Has the fire out of the demons been updated recently?
Yes.
It has.
I'm looking
and it
at
looks
it,
very
it's very
fiery.
pretty.
It's less of a spread, I think. I'd love to see the modelling of it. It
It
looks
looks
like
more like a
slinger.
flamethrower these
Yes.
days.
That's, I think, what they were trying to achieve.
Sprinters into the last economy of the game. Are they going to blow themselves up against the fusion? Yes, they are. They are going to detonate themselves against the fusions and leave the Aphis, but we do have a Razorback there to take on the Aphis. That is the economy dropping to 250-ish. I don't know if the Kings can hold on much longer with a 250 economy.
That's gonna come very rough, and with this flood of units coming in from the right-hand side, it's only gonna be a matter of time before they find those kings, or find those commanders, we should say.
I tell you, I'm putting the
And
call
those
out
commanders-
there for next game. I'm going to up the bonus by 10%. I know Tom and Prey might disappear, but I want to see a Kings win. We're going to go to 75% bonus.
Last two comms are inside the very front most defensive part of the game. As is does look like he's moving his even further forward, so it is behind the defensive lines. Kings not they don't have a lot of leeway left.
And if those two Kings do walk out and hide from the middle, there is a
They
button
will be
paint, Tom,
destroyed.
that says destroy, which means they actually get the explosion and everything.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yes. You can probably even test that
So-
now if you want.
I was about to say.
Aziz is doing.
There's
There
a
you go.
problem that I can.
Whoa! That's pretty awesome.
All right, I think.
Sorry,
Cocker and Croach,
but you
Cocker and
were
Stroke
you were the test subject right there.
might want the same as well.
Question is, if I do that to
game
connect
will-
stroke,
Yeah,
it'll
game will be
the
over.
game will end.
Which is kind of there. I think the center of the hill is dead. The peasants are now the kings.
Do I give the peasants the opportunity to kill the last com? That's the question.
Oh, that is fair call.
Look,
He's
they've-
been pinged.
They've found it now.
They have found it now. Everyone is coming. If they'd been bypassing it, I probably would have left it. But as things stand, I think we can allow them to take that one out.
He is walking in, going out in a ball of fire. Then you get a D gun or two off.
Go get him.
Get him! Get that kill count really high. Twig, can you give him like a super com?
I could. I'm not going to in the time I have left. Pause the game and I'll do it.
No,
Too
it's all
late.
good. It's all good.
All
We
right.
want to clear that one up, and we want to get a king victory on the board.
I'm gonna like this. This is gonna be fun. I haven't played in a couple of weeks.
Very well done to the peasants. Kings, you also did fantastically holding on like that.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do one last one. I'm gonna jump in the middle. I'm just gonna go down and call the IRNL crew to jump in. Actually, I'll call Dominus up here.
You jumping in there
Dominus,
as well.
do you feel
Hello.
like I'm jumping in as king? We're going to do another 10% bonus and go all the familiars that know how to play. We are trying to force a win.
I'm gonna. That is my 8 game streak as a peasant.
It's
But-
OP.
if you want,
All right,
I'll come lose as a king.
all right. Come on, mate. All right. Let's do it. 75. Where is it?
I would just like to say, I think that this is going to be a watch.
Yes,
You think we're going to win?
it has that feeling about it. How many have we got here?
No, we want to select our players, Tom. If you don't recognize them,
7.
we are
Yeah, I've
forcing this. Okay, we've got all those orange player names there.
That would be ninth winner. Yes.
All right. If anyone thinks this is unfair, you are right.
Yeah, you're super
Blame
right.
Twig.
This is mega unfair.
All right. That'll do.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Self-D at 10 minutes for subscribers.
Okay, that looks good.
J Frost just jumped down. We're going to actually probably put J Frost in. Who is not ARNL, who's not in their Discord right now. They've
Head
jumped
is the
themselves
only one
out, did
that
they?
Yes.
He was just trolling. He
Okay.
said he was just trolling.
There we go.
All right. Shall we kick this one off? Shall
do
we
it.
kick the fairitude game off of all fairitudes? I think out of habit, Dominus might end up degunning all of the King's Aphis. Oh, my com's in the middle. Imagine somehow if we still lose this one, is what
It could
Anti
happen.
said.
We just need to make
could
sure
hap-
we
look,
have counter
it's
intrusions.
simple. If anyone here is listening and you want to know, you will still beat us if everyone at about 7 minutes goes into incisors and blitzes.
And
If
pawns
everyone on the map does that at 7 minutes, we will lose. There is no beating that. It has never been beaten.
There you go. I have no idea says if we lose this, we should uninstall.
All right, let's kick this one off, I reckon.
Let's think Tom gonna do it. Oh look, someone
Yeah,
just changed their
let's
name
roll
to
it down.
Against All Logic at the top. Who is that? I'm gonna actually
United
follow who it is.
States.
Who is Against All Logic? Oh, it's a plus sign.
There we go. Everyone is ready. I think we can start.
Oh well.
So baby, give me that. And let me get you that.
Zarom.
Zarom, gifted 5 tier 1 subs.
Thank you,
What?
mate.
What?
You guys-
Zarom.
Seriously, we have such a good community.
What a legend.
Welcome,
That's crazy. We only we encourage people to use their Prime subs, but damn, man, that's so much. Holy crap! I think Zarom's getting on the wall of fame. No, we can't handle your enthusiasm.
The only problem is that's me, Dashy Bag.
Choose your starting
Ah, you know
I
will patch
gotcha.
out.
I
will-
gotcha, bitch.
If you don't
That's right,
get
I'll
out,
move.
if you don't get, I always get out of this lane.
Uh,
Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm in between Dominus and Praetor.
That's all right. I'm
Good
going.
idea.
So everyone, top right hand lane. I'm building no defenses near the front of my ramps. If you go down from the top right and then into the middle through the player on the right, you will get in because I'll make sure that Twig absolutely gets annihilated. So everyone, just bear that one in mind.
Okay. 75% bonus, guys.
Yep.
I am seeing a lot of Legion.
Yep. Closing stream until after the match as well, Zerom. My God, you are more than welcome to keep the stream open. That is not a problem.
Yeah. You paid for it.
The fate of Koth rides on this game. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I've got the stream open, and if I'm playing, I don't have enough time to look over and see what's going on.
Yep. We must win. We must win. Also, everyone, see this circle I'm drawing? Build all of your eco here, just random stuff, converters. And in fact, build converters in this circle here, to help Twig.
I just like to have those 4 squares to build
Yep.
my APHIS like that. And my
Just
build
everyone
power.
help Twig. Everyone help
So
Twig
what
out.
do we need
Just
to
build
draw
your
on
converters in
Apis
there.
Just, for science.
So again,
What do I need to put next to an Aphis to blow it with a self D? Just
three or 4 converters. I can't remember. All right.
If you
I was
do
there for.
T1 converters, if you do a complete ring around the Aphis, it should blow it up. Coxam, thank you for the subscriber as well. Prime sub. We super appreciate those ones as well because they cost you nothing. And we kind of while we super appreciate the other ones, we also the fact people would spend money on us is crazy to us. That is crazy. But thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. I think that gets us 2 away from our goal of 10 according to Twitch, because we're trying to get that next level of partnership.
damn.
So thank you so much for that one, and we hope that you have a good game because it looks like you're in game with us as well.
All right. I'm just spamming chat there because we are in this game. We cannot moderate it. So please, no offensive structures. Any of the usuals, you regular people out there that are playing as peasants, please try and police it as best you can. Happy for you to hit pause. If you got someone building like a Juno or a Catalyst or something shooting into the middle. Okay.
But I think with the plus
What's fine.
75% as well, we're just going to have to...
Tweak. We just get out.
We're all in here,
We're
so
all-
we can't moderate it, essentially,
Yeah.
is the thing.
We're going to do our best to win before they can build those Catalysts.
Exactly.
All right, let's do this, guys. Let's end the streak. I think it's 10 losses for the Kings in a row. We're here to change that.
That's all right. I'm trying out new strats, so there's no chance of anything going wrong.
I'm going Cortex. I don't usually do that. I'm an Armada player when I play on the edge. Cortex is my eco choice.
Oh, I shouldn't have thought.
Oh, Praetor's doing the holes.
Anyway.
I love it.
Yeah,
great
we
idea.
saw it last game, and it's sick. More build power? Baby, yes. Oh my god,
Interesting.
already?
Interesting.
Oh, that was in the middle of the map. Okay.
Not that I need it.
That's okay. We can live with that.
It was a spy.
It was a spy.
Some power.
Nice you. Getting all of the builders out. And they're faster than bots too. Isn't that lovely? Just gotta keep pushing these builders out. Just gotta keep pushing the builders out.
team is wasting energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yup. Legion is weird. Let's get these all running. There we go. Getting those online is big metal. Big metal, big metal.
Destroyed.
Are you getting the
Commander destroyed.
Yeah, of course I am. You get those on the ones that are going to take the longest to T2. They pay themselves back in spades.
Low power.
How have I run out of energy? Everyone's run out of.
Yeah, wind dropped a bit. It was quite high before, but now not so much. And I'm building with many builders now.
Enemy commander destroyed. Your team reached Tech 2. Tech 2.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow, we're 4 minutes in and I'm not even Tech 2. That's terrible.
Enemy commander destroyed.
I'm not even close to Tech 2. What am I doing?
I'm stalled out quite a bit.
Yeah. I've been practicing my throne strategies too much. I'm used to getting that metal infusion earlier and detonating my comm.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Wow. Yes, a bit behind. My build power is low.
Yar.
Enemy commander destroyed. Low power.
Go up, wind, please. I'm relying on you.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, that's all right. It'll come back in a sec.
Counter intrusion before 10 is not a bad idea, yeah.
Now, do I get pounders? Oh well. I reckon I'll do a triple fusion. I have no conversion being built. That is dumb.
Where the heck did my other builders go?
The whole team is wasting energy.
Yeah, I probably need to get units now. Too long.
Yep.
Oh yeah, defenses is going to be the thing, isn't it?
I forgot that T2 build power's on.
Yeah, it is the thing.
Enemy units spotted.
Oh.
Why are we hearing shots?
Because of my units fired up on the edge.
You are too far forward.
I'm a little bit
Whoopsie.
too far forward.
This is deja vu. I think that happened last time.
Yeah, these things have they show the wrong range. I've turned it off. You can get rid of if someone can get rid of it, whatever. I don't have the APM to deal with the problem.
One minute left to build units. Okay, we're spending.
All right, what's my fast response? It's hoplites.
Oh, need some radar. Need some radar.
Lava level dropping.
I did not build anything. Oopsies.
Okay, do we have the counter intrusion?
I do, yes.
Tech 2 unit spotted.
I might need to build me one of them.
Enemy commander.
This is a lot of stuff.
How are we going? Is anywhere falling? We need to help each other out.
I'm about to find out.
Think you're all gonna possibly okay? Let me know if you need some help. Come in with these.
I think I've got that. Yep. Let's close this side out for you. Good, 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 good.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. Cool, that worked.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Hit the com, goddammit.
Enemy commander.
There we go.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Oh wow, we already have players pushing out. Nice, nice, nice.
Remember to keep your comms invisible if you can afford to.
Yep.
What is my...
Destroyed.
There we go.
Now, who has an Armada commander that I can have a... want to build ticks? Anyone go Armada? No one went Armada.
Does look like nobody went Armada indeed. Good, everyone's doing good. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Scaling is happening as well. APHIS is on. We do love APHIS being on.
I'm out here if you want to abuse this hole and come back up behind your base.
I'm just about to swap over to units, so...
I love that Dominus is going the tremor hack. Base under attack. What is base under
Your
attack?
defenses, probably.
Nice, I've even got bulwarks.
Down. What does it look like? Oh, come on, build it. Why did you not build it? Why am I not building? Thank you. I've had this bug the past, like, little while in bar, where every now and then I just stop being able to issue commands.
Yes, I know. Friendly commander destroyed is not what we want to hear.
Where is that happening?
I don't know.
It is on Evil Potatoes Lane next to yours, Prey, but it should be fine. Not much pork. in
Time
this
for me
lane.
to push up. With the only unit worth building in the entire game.
Wonder what you're going with.
Couldn't possibly be what you think it is.
Look, I'm setting up my build power for mine as well.
We are taking a while to get out, which isn't fantastic.
It's fine.
Yeah, we probably should have been out already, but we'll live.
I'm going to build a backup eco Over here.
I'm not worried about it.
It's the conversion that's the real problem.
My unit is so tall it can shoot over the ledge.
We get 'em, boys.
No, I was up and I got pushed back. I love that.
Because you had the wrong kind of units.
I'm going to come and assist you, Prey, so you can kill that corner, because the corners are the most dangerous. Taking
Yep.
off the pressure from down here. There'll be some comms around that I don't want to get degunned by. There's one.
Oh wow, they tried to come at my Sol Invictus with comms. It's unacceptable.
Haven't you cleared the comms yet?
I've been trying to. I just my Sol
But
Invictus
what's
are
up
having
with-
trouble targeting things.
Yeah.
Hey, look, a comm. Get him.
Alright. We're going to clear this Prey. Now, where is some backup guys? Here we go. Let's put another eco down here.
Look, is what I'm doing even remotely optimal? Not a chance.
Does it matter? No, really.
Not when Twig chose plus 75s for us.
Twig chose violence.
He did.
I don't even feel bad about it. 10 losses in a row. Has to be done.
As long as you keep them, like, with a lot of spam around, they're not completely terrible ideas. That's the rule.
Ease BA is hit. Just out of range.
Yep. 12,000 metal to Praedyth. Woohoo! Yes! Feed my growing power.
I just had a
What
big
are you
bug
up to?
happen. Did you guys get the same bugs?
What bug?
My screen just went all like...
I did not get that one, no.
Right, yours is clear.
I'm
Sending
assuming
everything
someone-
else south now, Dominus.
Yep.
Just turn. Get assisted.
Gave a command or something.
Demons are so good in King of the Hill.
I found the against all logic. Kill him. You can't take all of my spam at once.
I think I need to swap to faster units now. My fun doing this has to come to an end.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Because otherwise I will get
Do I not have any
nowhere.
coming out of the thing?
Because people picked better unit choices. People made better unit choices than I did.
Can't see what you guys are producing. I'm assuming I'm behind on eco. Because that's kind of always how this goes.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Just, not even worrying about the big units. Demons just do the job.
Demons, yeah, at this stage in the game, there's nothing that's going to stop demons.
The whole team is wasting energy.
Someone else is not. Bang. Chain reaction.
Hey, you guys have cleared that corner pretty well.
Target ground. Target ground.
My units are so slow. Look, I 100%. I'm seeing some of the stuff in the in-game chat. Yes, there's a lot of things in this match that have led to the Kings having a rather large advantage. High bonus, strong Kings, Chimera defenses, all of those things combined make it very make this very difficult for the peasants to win. But the fact is that in the previous game, Chimeras were available as well. The plus 65 bonus, while the plus 75 bonus is more, it's not actually that much more. It's at the plus 65 bonus stage, this same thing should have happened in the previous game, in the plus 65 one.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Sol Invictus on D gun? What are you on control D? What are you doing, the Fringe?
God damn, these Thanatos, when they unload. Oh, what was that?
Chain reactions.
Chain
hit the
reactions.
Was that us?
I don't know. Was it us?
I'm sure it was.
It was me.
Damn it.
Where are the Heidi Kings in the corners? Everyone send your spam out.
Enemy commander destroyed.
I'll be hiding.
The whole team is wasting.
Mucho control dio.
Friendly commander south.
Where are they? One left.
I think there.
Oh, yeah, there. Look like the eco up there too.
Oh no, our units don't have energy to shoot.
None of us have any energy to overflow either.
That's good. That's good.
Where is it? Where is it? Where's your units?
There we
There
go. Well, we achieved a king's win, though I don't particularly feel good about it.
No. That was the highest bonus we've had since the last big event.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to stick around for an after party. I'm sure you guys are going to go tonight. Good night.
Yes, that's
Yes.
that's it for me. Stick around for Twig's after party, and there'll probably be a raid as well. Thanks everyone for joining us, and hopefully next week the Kings will get a victory that isn't forced by an insane bonus. I also think that if we turn Legion on again, it might be worth, just like we've disabled certain units in other maps, it might be worth disabling the Chimera defenses, because they are a lot.
Yeah, they that beam weapon pumps some damage.
Then again, they also do. They are very expensive. So the 5 that I had at each entryway is 3,500 metal. So
Look, I can understand how 5 can be a rough push to get through. So at that point, your spam is ineffective.
I think everything's ineffective against chimeras, to be honest. I think that they might actually be the strongest defensive platform in the game, followed very closely by the giant sun tower of death that Legion have.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
No, chimeras are the 750 metal pop-ups that have a
Yeah.
pounder shot and 2 miniguns.
Yeah,
They are
that's
they
probably
are
much
a
more
lot.
cost effective.
Yeah.
I was building
Yeah, that's the
bastions.
thing. They're 750 each, and if you build 5 of them, they're tough to break. The players on my side had the right idea after the initial push, though. They started sieging them down with long-range artillery. I just built enough T2 builder turrets that I was out healing them, because plus 75%.
That's a bit disgusting. I ended up with the mass enough units and then throw them at things. There is only so much that can be held off at once. Yeah, the phalanx do a bit of work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully there'll be a raid, so stick around for that one. But I'm going to catch you all later.
Yeah, Nightmare, if you're listening, it'd be great to raid.
And thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for playing. Massive thank you to our subscribers. Massive thank you to Coxum. We do appreciate the sub prime a lot. And Zorom, 5 subs, man. Like, you're gonna be keeping me up at night. That's crazy. So can't thank
Very
you
much
enough.
appreciated.
And if anyone wants to follow, if anyone wants to do any of that good stuff, please do. Also, we did get a subscription from JFrost and I Kill You for Fun as well tonight. So that's absolutely huge. 8 subs in one night. That is just
genuinely kind.
I don't
one of
know,
the bigger
guys.
ones
Like
we've had.
that's too much. It's too much. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you've all enjoyed. I've been Praedyth, and I'll catch you next time. And this is the part where Twig says I've been Twig, and Tank Tom says I've been Tank Tom.
Understand.
And I've been
Probably
Twig.
Yeah, but not on the
And
not
Tank
on
Tom
the
will hang around
official.
with you guys.
Oh, yeah,
Is that how we do it?
well, the official
All
will
right,
sign
lads.
off.
All right, lads. Gotcha.
I'll hang around just long enough to help you get this one underway, and then I will
Thanks,
leave you
Tom.
to it.
And thanks, Lek, for the follow. Guys, yeah, don't forget to hit follow, both on us and the official. The official, obviously, you'll see all sorts of tournaments, but we're there weekly on Sundays. We're also most nights on our AllReasonNoLogic account where we play a bunch of unranked and wacky Wednesday games.
And the trumpets, they go. And the trumpets, they go.
Those two already up, and you're good to go.
Thanks for sending that raid over, Nightmare. Now, what have we got? We got extra units, low priorities on, legions on, scav packs on. Huge game. Interesting. Okay, cool. I've got a tactic for this map. If we stick to this map, I don't mind if we do a different map. I'm just going to leave it up to other people. Zerom, don't forget to ready up. Or Nightmare specs you. There we go.
Okay, and that should be.
Make sure you and
There we
Nightmare
go.
don't double up on each other for the force start. Now, I will update Koth to say we got finally one win, even though it doesn't really feel like a great win.
Sure.
I am going to go into. We're really good at identify when we don't recognize players and up the bonus for those games. The problem we've done, we used to do that, and then we used to see the Kings just wipe like they just did. But
The challenge is that I feel like the skill required for King has the floor for it's probably increased.
peasants are just good. You guys know what you're doing now. It's King of the Hill's been going a while, and
Welcome.
players are commenting well. Oh. Okay.
Anyway, I am going to leave you guys to it. I will catch you all next time.
Thank you, Tom. Maybe I should jump into a voice chat with some of these guys. Who have I got on my team?
Please choose your starting location.
Reach both those mixes. Nice. Huge base start bonus on maybe vehicles. No, I'm not. Okay, that's how many they're going to let me do. We'll just move this lab a bit closer. Wait. Did not see that, Joe Frost. Okay, what I might do, YouTube, are you guys still sticking around? Do you want me to keep streaming on YouTube? Because I could put some music on for the Twitch. But if there's plenty of you guys in there on the YouTube, I'll keep it at no music. Let me know in the chat there. Oh, did base budget just... Oh no, this guy. What are you doing, Behemoth? done. Okay. I have one plan in this game. I have one greedy plan. What did YouTube say? No one's made comment. If there's no more comments, I'm going to throw down a thank you and get some music going on the Twitch. We get the GO2. It is a bit of a trap. It will get bombed.
Enemy units spotted. Aircraft detected.
Better just throw down an anti-air in case. We're Team Blue. Alright, let's end the YouTube. Get some music going. Thanks, guys.